the Jennings.
What's up with you? What's up with you? What's up with you? Come on up, man. We got to get into it, bro. Somebody got to tell the truth over here, man. Somebody got to tell the truth. And we got Corey Holcomb, his comments and jokes or whatever, statements. They've gone public. I looked at a couple of the blog sites. They've picked them up. And people can make their determination whether, I don't know what they think. I don't know what they're going to think, as far as him, he's a comedian, whatever. See, that's the thing. No, I don't know what people are going to think. But what about Trump? Okay, listen. Let me say this right here. Black man, cancel him. Get rid of him. Okay? No excuse. Get rid of him, right? What are we going to do with Trump? Have you seen some of that stuff on the Epstein files? What are we going to do with Trump? Have you seen some of the stuff? Have you seen some of the statements? If his daughter, he would be dating his daughter. Have you seen some of that stuff? Anybody seen it? Does anybody care about that? Listen what I'm trying to say, man. Deal with Corey Holcomb accordingly. Right? The jokes are indefensible. The jokes are ridiculous. And in addition, for me, they're not even funny. Sexualizing minors. Come on, man. Come on. We did the thing with these guys or whatever. He put the stuff up talking about the grape juice and all of that stuff. No, that's not funny. And the people, we know later on tonight he'll have he'll have probably 50,000 in the box. Because people, they love controversy. They'll probably have 50,000. I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know him. Okay, but I'm saying why do we not care about Trump? And it's not even about Republican, Democrat. Why do you have to listen to what he's okay? And this is what I'm saying. We're men, right? We're men. Do we withhold our judgment if the person, what are we doing? Right? Corey told some jokes that can come into question. You can call him out into the carpet and say, Stan, what did you mean? What did you say? Etc. And people can then make their own determination. But the problem is most times people just believe lies. So one individual can lie on another individual, and based on how you care about that person, judgment is given. Is that what we do? So I'll lie on this guy and you judge him, and I tell the truth on another guy and you give him a pass. I lie on one, tell the truth on the other, and you give him a pass. My father said that backwards. I tell the truth on one guy, you judge him. I lie on another guy. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. The guy who's actually doing stuff like that, you don't punish. The guy who's not doing stuff like that, you judge. And we're not perfect. I'm not saying society should be perfect. And just check this out. This is a little small micro it's a little micro event in the sense I'm gonna watch Corey, right? And I'm gonna watch Trump. And listen, are they related? No, but I already know. And I don't see, even from a standpoint of people talking about TPUSA, people bringing up God, people over there talking about Charlie Kirk and God. God and Charlie Kirk and Trump and Epstein files and stuff is coming out. It's not redacted overseas. Now people run around talking about AI. And it's like, what do you, what about, forget that. What about if what do you say something about his daughter? I can go look it up, say he'd be dating his daughter. Well, let me go look it up. That's what that man said about his kid, the kid that he watches grow up, a young kid. What did Trump say about his daughter dating? Okay, here it is right here. And when you run for president, they're going to look. He said if Ivanka Trump was not his daughter, he said nothing about her age. He didn't make any stipulation about if she was of age. He didn't do that. He made no stipulation about if she was of 18. He said if she was not his daughter, what was she, about 11 or something like that, 12? And we're men, right? We're men. We're men, right? Aren't we men? How do we how do you sit back and listen to someone say something like that? If Ivanka weren't his daughter, he'd be dating her. Oh, she was okay. He said somebody's got she was 13. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Now look, Corey will be dealt with. Society, you know, he will be dealt with, right? But I'm saying in the midst of this, and we don't have no power, I don't have no power. Will there be judgment passed on all men who transgress against us? Or is it okay if he's funny? We had a guy come up here and say Trump's funny. Isn't it Corey Holcomb a comedian? And you're going to see judgment be rendered, right? You're going to see the power of society. You're going to see the power of a society when they want to make changes or whatever. You're going to see this man, and we're going to watch this man from afar. You know, he went from money, 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 and wilding out. He was doing really good. He's doing good, but we're going to watch from afar because see this the stuff about assaulting the woman that's bad. But then you couple the two. You assault. You're accused of assaulting a woman. Oh, how about this? You're accused of putting hands on a woman. Just leave it at that, right? Whatever, mushed, punched, you put hands on a woman. Then you couple that with those jokes, those jokes, and then you're going to stand judgment. People are going to pass judgment on you. There'll be a couple of people who do like they do Trump. They'll just ignore it or they'll make excuses for you. A few will. A lot won't. A lot going to make no excuses for you. A lot are going to make up their own mind. And we get to witness this real time as they unpeel back these Epstein files. You see these Negroes on YouTube making excuses. You see these Negroes on one side of the fence bragging on a guy like Trump, but claiming they care about children. They claim that. They do. They do that. They say it. They claim they do like the Charlie Kirk. This is about God. This is about. They do it just like the Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is a hero. The same Negroes, and then they support Look at the history of this man. Look at all the things he's done. He owned the Miss USA teen, was it Miss Teen USA pageant? He owned that. He owned that. You think that's strange? Do you have any kids in the pageant, or was it investment? Okay. And see, this is the thing. Okay. And I'm not in no kind of way thinking people are going to be fair or anything like that. They're not going to be fair. They're going to be judgmental, and they're going to attack. Now check this out right here. They're going to be judgmental. They're going to attack. They're going to do it without mercy. Yet they will rest their judgment when it comes to others. When it comes to a guy like Trump. And when people don't realize, this is the whole thing about this world. It's a series of tests. They're not going to give you somebody, when they test your true heart, when they test your judgment, they're not going to give you someone who's easy to go against. They're going to give you someone who's hard to go against. And then they're going to ask you to make your judgment. And you know right from wrong. Where will your judgment fall? You see many of these people. And yeah, you can ask, say, Platt, you're just doing this Corey Holcomb thing to talk about the Epstein files and stuff like that. Yeah, why not? Why not? Corey will be dealt with. Corey, you can't defend what he's done. I mean, I'll listen. I don't know what he's going to do. You got to go talk to him. I'll listen. He told the jokes. One question you should ask him is, would you tell those jokes right now? Say, will you say the exact same joke that you said back then right now? If you don't see anything wrong with those jokes, if you see nothing wrong with those jokes, will you do those jokes right now? Do them right now. And if there's hesitation, then obviously he sees something wrong with it, which would then make you say, well, why did you say it? What would make you think it's okay to say something like that? If I was down there, if I could ask that question, I would say that to him. Oh, if you told it then, but you wouldn't tell it now, okay, well, what's the difference? Help me with it. If you truly want to know what somebody's thinking, if you want to know what's inside of them, you would pose these questions to them. If you truly want to know what they're thinking. Same thing with Trump. Ask Trump, would he say the same thing about his kid? And actually, he's doubled down on it. And this, and we're going to have to refer, I guess, as much as people don't believe in the Bible, we're going to have to refer to the Bible now. Check this out. Fair use, fair use. Let me put my thing on here right here. We're going to go to Pastor Jennings. And I think he said this a couple of days ago. Here you go. Fair use, fair use.
To make friends with nobody. Yeah. I ain't on the air to make friends with nobody.
He ain't lying.
You gotta know pervert in the White House.
Pervert.
Listen to Pastor Jennings, you old Trump lovers. You don't like me, and I don't care if you don't. I love you hell-bound heathens. You got a pervert in the White House.
Ain't that the truth?
You ain't got nothing but an orange pervert in the White House.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Trump is a leadhead.
That's right.
He's a fool.
Once a fool, always a fool, right?
They're so brainwashed over Trump. If they got a picture, I don't know what they do, but if they got a picture with the 11-year-old or 15-year-old sitting on his lap, you know what they'll say?
That's something.
I say AI.
Free brother!
And many of you fellas in Congress, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
This man can say any dumb thing and conduct himself and you little congressional whores
Go ahead.
that sit there like you're being ran by a pimp.
Damn.
You're too scared to say anything.
Yeah, we know.
You bunch of Republican hookers.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And the thing that you get to witness is it about right and wrong, or is it on some political stuff? You know, what isn't it right and wrong? If Corey did wrong, you know, he's got to be held accountable, right? Okay, let's hold him accountable. Judge him. Right? Right? Okay. Are we going to just stop right there? What about the other people? Should we hold them accountable? This is just slander. Is this just slander to attack a man? We know about the Anton and all of that stuff. And I said it first. What he did to the child was unacceptable. And then he went on and put the kids on the T-shirt. That was unacceptable. I said it first. I was the first person to say it. Perhaps that's karma. I did a stream, called it karma. Okay. What about, what's wrong with saying, okay, did you do these things? And they're talking about bringing Trump in to testify. They're talking about saying, hey, bring him in to testify. They don't want to bring him in. They want to bring in Bill Clinton. They want to bring Bill Clinton in, Hillary Clinton. They want to bring them in because of their association with the Epstein file. They don't want to bring in Trump. They don't think it's nothing to talk about. They don't think it's anything to talk about with Trump, even though Trump, there's photos out, there's pictures out. Allegedly, I guess, I mean, there's, because, you know, there's all types of things. And what about what he said? What if you raising a family? What if you're raising a family? And we know this is some YouTube. This is what Negroes, they trying to get a pod off, and they'll say anything, and they hate, and they lie. They lie and they slander it all the time. Social media, Negroes slander people all the time. But this guy, right? This is a teaching moment for all of us, right? This is a call to Jesus moment right here. We say to Corey Holcomb, hey, man, would you say those same jokes right now? Would you tell those jokes right now? And once, you know, I don't know what his answer would be then. Well, if you won't, explain why you won't. I'm listening. If you will, then you pretty much answered the question that, you know, you don't see anything wrong with what you did. You see nothing wrong with what you did. So therefore, you'll see a continuation. Now, I'm going to say this again. Wilding out, not my thing. I've seen it a couple of times or whatever. And Corey Holcomb, you know, other than the people who would do reviews, and every now and then guys would review it, other than that, I'm watching lately, he got in the thing with Anton, and that was the thing. This is the crazy thing. The only reason I watched was because Anton was down there. It's the only reason I watched it. And I don't care. See, this is where the Negro got to understand me, right? This is where the Negro got to understand me. I don't care about these weak-ass Negroes on YouTube, these clowns. Right? I don't care what they think, man. I went down there to see Anton. Anton got bitched up. They don't want me to say that. They want me to lie like they did. They want to make content like he did, like that didn't happen. That's exactly what happened. Okay? That is understood, right? All of this stuff, his jokes, I don't keep up with Corey Holcomb. Didn't know anything about him. His the t-shirts and all of that stuff. The commentary about the man's kid. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And I put a stream up called Karma. And within that stream, I said all of these countries with this underage. Okay, Corey or whoever, whatever man went over there and broke U.S. law. Well, are you done now? What about Iceland? The age is consent is 13. What are we going to do, me, you, collectively, to try to petition them to raise that age? And see, this is the Negro. That's when their brain turns to oatmeal. They don't understand that. They don't want to understand that. This is about the one guy who went over there and made commentary and jokes about it. Well, what about the kids at risk? Do you love kids? Do you want what's best for kids? Don't you think that 13 is wrong? Why would you stop now? Why would you stop your fight? And then here comes the blacks or whatever who have no real interest in kids. This is more or less about Corey Holcomb. This is about supporting Anton and going after Corey. And see, all of this stuff is about, it's so street or gang type following. That's what this subscriber and all of this stuff, that's what these guys have created. Okay, he's saying, okay. This guy said, okay, now we talking. He said, the boys in the fouls like underage broads. You keep supporting Trump, we'll pull your card. There you go. Now we talking. Sissies in the chat box, cowards in the chat box talking about dry snitching. Brother, that ain't even in my lexicon. I don't even speak like that. I don't even speak like that. And it's always a coward dude trying to get another dude to fight his fight. I don't even speak like that. Let me tell you something, brother. You out there, he's out there listening. The dudes who claim to have a problem with me, they're not going to come over here. They want me to go over there where they have all the power. They can mute and lie. They're not going to come over here. I'm not going to mute them, but they're too cowardly to come over here. That's why I rock alone. I'm the strongest nigga out here. I don't fuck with these niggas. And I have my opinion. They can't talk about Trump. They're all locked in. They can't criticize his Epstein files. They can't criticize him. I can criticize him. I'm not locked in. And I know there'll be lies told and there'll be accusations made. Listen, where's the proof? And that's what's wrong with the Negro. It ain't about proof. It's about the Negro we don't like. That's the Negro we gonna lie on. The Negro we like, who's actually doing the crime, that's the one we gonna defend and support. That's the game, brother. That's the game. That's where we're at now. The Negro we don't like, we gonna make up a lie, believe a lie, slander, attack, defame. The Negro we like, we gonna defend, even though they're actually doing it. From what we see, Trump, he hung out with Epstein. He owned a Miss Teen USA. Yeah, from what we see, he owned, Trump owned Miss Teen USA for years. Come on, just think about that for a minute. 13 to 19, a bunch of teen models. And in addition, hanging out with Jeremy Epstein. And you have to just make a logical conclusion. You don't have any facts. You don't know what that man did. You go by the statements, and then you say, hey, wait a minute, maybe this particular guy might have an issue. Then you turn around And there's plenty of men, right? Let's go with Corey Holcomb. You go with Corey Holcomb, he told jokes, and you're ready to get the the flames and all of that. You're ready to break down the jailhouse walls. You're ready to break down the walls. I'm saying, okay, we can break down the walls, or we can certainly demand justice, but why can't we demand justice for both? And they don't. They don't. And they don't. And we know that one's going to be dealt with, and the other person people will make excuses for. He just said that those Republicans, they won't even say anything. And as the files are revealed more and more, for me, he owned Miss Teen USA. That's all I need. See, I have a low bar for that. He owned Miss Teen USA. I'm looking at that saying, whoa, wait a minute. You own the beauty pageant? Why? Do you have kids in it? No. And the whole Epstein hanging out with that guy, come on. And you can say benefit of the doubt, but how long do you extend the benefit of the doubt? How long do you say there's some meat on this bone? And this is the typical, but this is the life of the Negro. The Negro is always punished. He's always an example to be used. The Negro is always the sacrificial lamb. Get rid of the Negro. Get rid of the Negro. Sacrifice the Negro to show that you care about the law, to show that you are a person of faith and religion and you concerned. Sacrifice that Negro. But then again, if you like the person, right? And this is on the same side of the people who would like, allegedly. We don't know what either one of those men have done. Allegedly, we know what they've said. We don't know anything about them. We have nothing of substance that we can, other than what they've said, right? But just like the people who are going to look the other way with Corey, then you got people with Trump. So is it a problem? Do you have a problem with it or not? Do you have a problem with it, or you only have a problem with it when it's someone you don't like? And that's what I believe. I believe that 100%. Especially when it comes to Negroes. The Negro only has a problem with it when it's somebody they don't like. And the dysfunction continues because that's the mind of the Negro. A lot of them, they're lost. The childishness, the immaturity, the lies, the slander. So, you know what? I think Corey will be just fine. A lot of people like Corey, so you know what? They're not going to have a problem with it. And it's going to be interesting to watch this unfold, because the Negro, when they don't have a problem with us, Bino, what's up with you, bro? This is the thing. Listen to this. We all know how. Let's talk about the Negro, right? We know how the Negro is, right? They only have a problem. Two people can do the same thing wrong. Two people can do wrong. They only have a problem with the person they don't like. They'll then use that to punish or render justice on the Negro. If the other Negro they like, he's down, he's what they want him to be. If you say the affluent class, if you're talking about the educated upper crust divine nine, right, and they like them, they'll look the other way. If you're talking about the street dudes, the hood dudes, the ghetto dudes, and they like them, they'll look the other way. And you can say, well, isn't that a flaw in our judicial system? It looks like it. It looks like it could be. But in this world, we have moments where we teach each other and we learn. This is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment. This is a moment for us to learn. How will this be handled? And like I said, for Corey, I don't really keep up with his stuff. My question would be, would you tell those same jokes today? And if they're jokes, would you tell them today? And if not, why? Why not? And maybe he can learn and teach us, and maybe we can learn from him. Perhaps if he says he will, then you have your answer. That he didn't think he was doing anything wrong when he told the joke. But within the jokes, he continually said, I'm bad. Remember that he kept making references. So as he knew right from wrong, he knows the world we live in. He knows our society. He knows what's acceptable and what's unacceptable. He knows these things. Yet he's continuing to do them. Like the stream, man. Come on in here, man. We might go to the show pop zone. And we got Pastor Geno Jennings. He's not going to bite his tongue. See, this is the thing. All of this low class, want to be tough Negro stuff, right? And these young boys, they're basically splitting these young boys up. They come to YouTube looking for direction, looking for help, hope. And then you have a bunch of Negroes who capitalize on them. They manipulate it. And they teach these Negroes to be like that. Your judgment only matters if it's a person that we don't like. You don't have to look at the world from the standpoint of fair, right, and wrong. You look at it from the standpoint of the direction we lean. Are they doing the things we need them to do? If not, then they did wrong. But if they do wrong and they're doing the things we need them to do, there'll be no criticism. And that's the world we live in right now. You got Donald Trump. He's the president, man. As he think of, as a man think of, he sets the standards. He's against DEI. He's not hiring black people. Negroes think that's some type of Democrat, Republican thing. That's not really. That's a civil rights violation. We want to overturn board. Was it I forgot the whole thing. We want to overturn board. We want to overturn this law. We want to do all of these things. Get rid of get rid of the history of black. You can't use the word black in Florida no longer. You can't use the word black. So if you say, I want to have a Black History celebration, they can't make that. All the printing companies and stuff, they can't print those out because it's got a distinction on it. You can't put celebration of black. And I think it only pertains to black people. It doesn't pertain to anybody else. And let me say this right here. If you imply that there is anything wrong, yeah, shock jocks like Howard Stern. Howard Stern has made millions and millions and millions of dollars saying ridiculous things, getting away with it. Because we had a different society. Back then we were more in a polite society. We were, especially if you got on TV or you were in front of a microphone, you were very careful. You conducted yourself differently. Then you had Howard Stern. He didn't care. He didn't care. He said a lot of stuff, and Howard Stern's a staunch liberal. Howard Stern is a champagne liberal. He's a champagne liberal. And I've seen the Republican Party try to recruit him. I've seen that. I saw Bill O'Reilly trying to recruit him to the Republican side. He refused. So the criticism that you can haul off at Howard Stern, right? Okay. Yeah, he hung out with Whoopi Goldberg. He did the thing with the guy in the Jeffersons. Yeah, Howard Stern has certainly had some racist episodes. Okay, I never said he wasn't. I said he's a staunch liberal. He is. He's a hardcore liberal. Hardcore liberal. Nah, he's nothing. But I've seen Republicans try to recruit him. And were they recruiting him because they cared about black people? Or were they recruiting him because they wanted to get votes? They wanted to play the shell game where it doesn't matter who you vote for. They both do the same thing to you. Like the stream, man. Come on, man. And that's the thing about what's going on here. Like the stream. We're adults over here. We're not children. We're not little ass boys who just learning how to survive in the country. We're real over here. I'm grown. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. And let me tell you something. That's why you're really never going to see. Corey is not really going to be judged. And Trump's never going to be judged because you know what? Most of the people doing the judging are incapable of being fair. And they don't care. They're going by what they like. They don't care about rules. They're going to go with what they like. I like this guy, so the rules don't matter. Let's suspend the rules. Somebody we don't like, they're going to come down on them. And yeah, look, there are people, I see the stream or whatever. Look, what Corey said, we'll listen to what he has to say, but I'm sorry. You can't defend that. And that's the thing about these YouTube channels. You come on these channels and somebody, you see the Anton gets run out the paint. The numbers are way high. Something bad happens in the sense the other person does something. You're supposed to then turn around and act like that person didn't do it. You're supposed to then you're fair, but then they want to control. Well, it doesn't matter to me, man. I could care less about that. I could care less about that. Here we go. Fair use, fair use.
Oh, I ain't on the air to make friends with nobody.
He ain't lying.
You gotta know pervert in the White House.
Pervert.
Listen to Pastor Jennings, you old Trump lovers. You don't like me, and I don't care if you don't. I love you, you hell-bound heathens.
That's right.
You got a pervert in the White House.
Ain't that the truth?
You ain't got nothing but an orange pervert in the White House.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Trump is a leadhead.
That's right.
He's a fool.
Once a fool, always a fool, right?
They're so brainwashed over Trump. If they got a picture, I don't know what they do, but if they got a picture with the 11-year-old or 15-year-old sitting on his lap, you know what they're saying?
That's something.
I say AI.
Free brother!
And many of you fellas in Congress, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
How this man can say any dumb thing and conduct himself.
You sure can, just like the whole thing with the Obama photo. You had a bunch of Negroes. When he posted the Michelle Obama photo, he had a bunch of Negroes in here making excuses for him. Bunch of Negroes talking about it. What you got to see the whole. Why you got to see the whole video? He posted the one with Obama's on it. They made a bunch of excuses. This is what I'm saying. This is in the face. We're men, right? This is how men talk. This ain't how men talk. This is how a coward talks. You got to see the whole video. Why do I have to see the whole video? I saw enough of the video. Well, he had put all the other, who cares what they got to do with your racism? Your racism is racism. and it's not funny. But this is the world we live in, right? Now, Corey Holcomb, we're going to see later on today, and there'll be a lot of reaction reviews on what he says. But like I said, and let me tell you something. See, you guys, I'm telling you the truth, and you watch somebody's going to do this because they listen to me on the low, and then they low key move out. Listen, ask Corey, would he say it again? That's all you got to do. You don't have to say, hey, what did you say, and what did you mean, and why did ask him what he said again. Just simply say, hey, would you say it again? Would you say it again? And he tells you everything else. If he says, well, I at the time, from reflection, I think that's wrong. No, I wouldn't say it again. That's wrong. Then that would give you an opportunity at least to help, learn from our mistakes. He made a mistake. He's trying to come up from it. Okay, but if he says he said it again, if he stomps down, and this is what Trump does a lot. He did that with the Obama. Are you going to apologize? He said no. You see what I'm saying? That's the wrong attitude to have. You're not going to apologize. You're not going to change your behavior. You're just going to keep doing what you want to do when you want to do it. But you saying that you did wrong and you're going to keep doing wrong. That's not the appropriate way to approach things. When you ask Corey Holcomb, would you do it again? And this is what I'm saying. If you're a staunch Corey Holcomb fan, I'm saying like you've been there for 15 years. We've had people come over here and they've been watching him for the last 15 years. They're 100% on the team. They love him. If there's some disappointment with the things he said, why not just ask him, well, for the record, would you say those same jokes again? For the record. And if you say no, well, what part would you change? And why? And that would be the beginning. That would be the beginning of change. If he stands on it, if he says, I'm standing on this, I'm standing on this, I'm standing on it, I'm going to say it again, and I'll say that joke again, and I'll go somewhere right now, sit down and tell a joke about a 5-year-old and a grape juice bottle. I don't even know where to begin with that. That's what you have. Then that's up to the person then to say, hey, that's his comedy. That's his ways. I mean, let me say this right here to you, right? Right. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I've never listened to his comedy like that. I remember him from Wild 'N Out, and people on YouTube post his content. I think I've seen some of his content from O'Shea Duke Jackson. People on YouTube post him. That's where I'm familiar with his stuff from. And then you go down there and you see 5150, you see, okay, it's a platform. And let me say this over here, allegedly, we don't know anything about, we're not accusing him in any kind of way of any type of inappropriate behavior. We're just listening to his jokes. That's all we're listening to. We're listening to what he's saying. That's all we're doing over here, listening to what he's saying. He made these comments. He said these things. He did this stuff. And then within that, you say, well, what did Trump say anything? And you say, well, he said these comments. Okay. Well, what makes you think that he's done something wrong? Well, he said some stuff. He certainly said some stuff. Okay, well, what about, when you talk about men who suffer from that condition, we saw this with Floyd. Floyd went overseas with no pants. He went overseas with no drawers. This boy didn't even have a change of clothes. He was so thirsty to get to a country where they had amended consent laws, where the age of consent was well below the age of consent in America. And he's a criminal, right? He was arrested. This man was so thirsty. He was so thirsty to get overseas and get an opportunity to prey on minors. And that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. He went over there, he was recording it, and he was funneling it back to other people. He was funneling that content back. And they were sustaining his hotel rooms, his Ubers, his lifestyle. He didn't have no big money or nothing. His ability to travel back and forth in these foreign countries, his ability to get on a plane. The people he was funneling that content to were financing him. And we know that. And we know that. We see that and we know that. And when you say someone who is not going to play favorites, they're just going to be fair, why do Negroes have a problem with this? Fair use.
Here to make friends with nobody.
He ain't lying.
You gotta know pervert in the White House.
Pervert.
Listen to Pastor Jennings, you old Trump lovers. You don't like me and I don't care if you don't. I love you, you hell-bound heathens.
That's right.
You got a pervert in the White House.
Ain't that the truth?
You ain't got nothing but an orange pervert in the White House.
Now, why is he coming to that conclusion? He said, I haven't seen, he said, I hear there's a photo, but he's going by behavior. And God commands him to make a judgment. See, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I mean by a grown man. This ain't some little ass boy that's down for his nigga, that's making an excuse for the pedo in his clique and going after the pedo in the other clique. Well, you say, well, both, but if they're doing that, they're both wrong. See, this is what they're saying. I know this is what these YouTube niggas do. This when you come on this YouTube, that's exactly how these YouTube niggas are. But that's a man. You got to understand that men are men. We're men. We're men. I'm a man. That's a man. He don't care what you do. He don't have to know you. You can know him all day. You can want to date his daughter. You're a good man. You're a good man. You're a good man that he doesn't know. You're a good man that he knows. If you're running around here and you're a pedo, he's not going to want you to date his daughter, but he's also going not to really want you to be doing that behavior out in town, out and about. So that's what I'm saying. That's where his commentary is coming from. And all of this play the victim, the Trump, they're just picking on, they're not picking on him. And this is a man, hold up, look at this. Look at it. Let's be for real, man. Can we be serious for a moment? This is a man hanging out. He's hanging out with Jeremy Epstein. He's sitting there goofy and giggly, hanging out with this guy. Come on, man. Who hangs out with guys like this? Like you get dressed up and that's your boy. You don't know your boys and stuff like that? I'm just saying, you don't know the nigga that you hanging with is doing stuff like that? He said Corey's going through something mental and spiritual. He probably will. There you go. Bino says he's watched him. See, this is what I'm saying. These guys, Bino, you're from a different perspective because you've always supported. I wish a guy like you is probably a part of his chat box, a part of his team. I'm saying prior to all of this other stuff, I wish people like you would reach out to Corey and ask him, would he do it again? As simple as that. Send $100 chat and say, would you repeat those jokes that are in question? Yes or no? And give all the people some clarity. Give us some clarity, and then we can get clarity. We can get some clarity. And this is the thing. If this is it for Corey, if this is the end of Corey because of those jokes, okay. And you got to understand, like, there's a guy in the chat, he's been around since 2010 supporting Corey. I haven't been around. But if you say, okay, we're going to get rid of this guy because of his jokes or the things he's done, listen to me, man. Okay. But why are we going to stop there? What about our president? Are we not going to call him out on things? Or he don't have to go in front of the Congress and explain why and what happened in this Epstein files and why you don't want to release it, why you dragging your feet on this stuff and why you redacted so many pages and what was going on. You were hanging out with this guy. And why did you give, what's her name? Gliselle? I don't even know. You know what? That's people be white, right? It's like white people always talking about black people. Look at these names. I can't even pronounce that name. Gliselle, what the hell is that? Glycinda, some shit. He's gave her a minimum security for the crime she's talking about right now. She's pleading the fifth. She's talking about getting out. Don't that sound like something funny to you? What's you were convicted, and now all of a sudden we're giving you clemency, we're giving you minimum security, and quote unquote, you're gonna clear people. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Look, and this Trump thing, on this Corey thing, and allegedly we don't know nothing about either one of the men. We know that the accusations swirling them, and it's because of the jokes or the things they've said. Unfortunately for anyone who would be in Corey's shoes, unfortunately for him, and I'm not saying you did anything, brother. I'm going by what I heard on the jokes. And if you don't know me, so you don't keep up with me, you don't keep up with this channel. But anybody who keep up with this channel, they would have said you was 100% for Corey Holcomb. Well, once again, for that incident with Anton, yeah. But if you listened, I said I don't support the kid thing. If you listened, I said that. If you listened, I said the T-shirt. If you listen. In addition to that, did a stream about karma. That's bad karma. If I was to get on this YouTube channel and start talking about somebody's kid, that's bad karma for me. That could come back, and I believe in it. That could come back on me. That could revisit me in another capacity. It might not be in the same way, but in another capacity. And also, if you believe in karma, when you say and do good things, guess what? You enjoy that good return. That's why you want to do good. The universe puts back it will send you what you put out. And we don't even need to get into it. Do you know that when you pass away, you're really not going anywhere? Because the Epstein's file, right? E equals MC squared, right? In the Epstein file, what he says is if you burn something, it just changes. The smoke, it's still the something you burn, you just change it into something else. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just become something else. It's become, you burn paper, the wood, the ink goes into smoke. If you could some kind of way put it back together, it would be the same thing. You're not going to add to it. You're not going to get less. You're not going to get more. So, and if I took a newspaper and I put a newspaper in a box and I could just set it somewhere. How about a magazine? Ebony magazine from 1975. I put that magazine in a container. Do you know within, say, right around 50 million years, it's going to fall apart? Do you know that it's going to become something else? Even though it was completely decomposed. It's going to recompose because it's about time. And it's also about, it's just the way things are. Things go and they come right back. Well, they don't come right back because we're talking about such a ridiculous amount of time. And that's the world we live in. He done threw Jay-Z in there. Thank you, brother. Thank you. He said, you're talking about energy not created nor destroyed. Yeah. And maybe my explanation is not covering it, 100% correctly, but I'm saying when you realize that, you say, wow. You say you're not going anywhere. You can't go anywhere. You really can't. It's not going to be the same, but you're really not going anywhere. And that's the universe. So when you understand that, you see how wild it is, right? And it's really above comprehension. So the way it's configured, your human brain is not built to understand it. But it's just not built. We don't even use, a small portion of our brains anyhow. And then every now and then you get a genius, and that genius can sort of open your eyes in a way that leads you in the right direction. Epstein, Trump, there's a video. There are people on this channel. There are people on YouTube who are highly critical of Corey Holcomb. Look, if that's your point of view, be that. And they are not critical of Trump, which makes you wonder: are they about truth and justice, or are they on some nigga shit? Are they a bunch of lying niggas who's meat hugging Anton, and all of a sudden their criticism of Corey is based on them meat hugging Anton? And that's what you have to deal with out here, because that's what a lot of this stuff is. She said, leave the president. Hey, we got one. We got one in the chat box right now. Leave the president alone. He ain't did shit with no kids, unlike Jay-Z, who we all know, right, was sleeping with Beyonce and Aaliyah. What's it, Aaliyah at 15? Wow. Allegedly, we don't know that. You may know that. And in that case, they would want proof of that. He said Corey can't be canceled. We'll see then. Okay. Well, you know what? Trump can't be canceled. And neither can Trump. Neither can Trump. Neither can Trump. So he can't be canceled. So everybody needs to sit back and think, right? Do we truly believe in what we say, right? Do we really believe that there's right and wrong? Because now it's just about who can survive and who can't. And you know what? You look at R. Kelly, he's in jail. It was based on our laws. Puff Daddy, he's in jail. And people say, where are the white dudes? Where are the white dudes who do more of it all the time? You don't see them. And that's what this Epstein files. Okay, you can't get Trump, he's president. Fine. What about the other people? And see, this is the thing. When you say Bill Clinton, I don't care if they put Bill Clinton in jail. Why you think I could care less? If he was guilty of doing some shit like that and they have proof, give him security in prison. I don't care. But I'm saying, because they try to make you think that you're like, they try to convince you that some kind of way you don't want to see justice done to the guilty. I want to see justice fall down on the guilty. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see justice ignored for the people that, quote unquote, they like. And you got a Corey Holcomb supporter in here. I got that, brother. Listen, man, let me tell you something. I'm not the judge and jury of anything. I'm just watching. I'm just listening. I'm just observing. And I hate to go here, Corey Holcomb, and we're not accusing you of doing anything. We're talking about your jokes. Corey, you're still a black man. Sometimes the Negro, to me, forgets they're the black. You're asking a society, right, to be fair to you that historically is not fair to blacks. It's historically not fair to black people. And you're asking them to render fairness. So hold up. You know what we're going to do? We got another video. We played it earlier. We're going to do it again. Hold up. Right here. Fair use.
Best put. I'm saying.
Fair use. Fair use. We're going to go over this. And this is Flacco's stream. We're going to review this again. Well, how in the hell? How in the hell? Okay, here we go. Fair use, fair use.
Please keep this piece of tape for future references. I'm telling you now, when they go after me, they get dirt like a
Corey Holcomb's career might be over after these new allegations. They are accusing Corey Holcomb of being a PDF, and the receipts are going mega viral and gaining a lot of steam. It feels like the more these receipts go viral, Corey Holcomb's career might be over, bro. The ending may be near. And the worst part about it all, this damage is self-inflicted. They're just using Corey's own admissions against him. I don't know what Corey was thinking coming on the podcast and admitting to certain things he admitted to, but now the world is watching.
When I was in Iceland, you don't have to be no 18. I think it was 13, maybe.
Yeah, and once again, that's a conversation on a podcast. That's a conversation that you just shouldn't have. It's inappropriate. And the reason it's deemed inappropriate because of it's about children, and anything dealing with children, anything. In fact, it's not your position to even make comments about. You're a teacher or something. You're a teacher. It's really not your position to be making commentary about minors. You go to the parents. Oh, the kids keep playing in my yard. You go to the parents. You call the authorities. You don't go out there and be out there trying to ration and reason with them. They don't want to listen. So they'll have to suffer the consequences. In these countries, and there's a lot of countries out there, and I agree, and this is what I came in. When you talk about Iceland, the age of consent is 13. What are we doing? We don't believe in pedos. We don't believe that people should deal with kids underage. Okay, what are we doing collectively? What are we doing? What are we doing? What pressure is the United States putting on them? And see, this is the thing about our country. Our country said, well, we don't care what these countries do. If you're an American citizen, you cannot be with someone who's under 18. We don't care about no form you sign. We don't care about none of that. That's the way America. See, our society they've sat down, wrote out the law, got it passed. It's a law. It's a law saying you can't do it, right? So it don't matter. So he can say that about the locals. He can make a statement. Any man can make a statement about the locals. When a man says, hey, I went to Germany and the age of consent is whatever it is in Germany, right? Okay. Say, man, I was over in Germany, man. Do you know the age of consent is 15 in Germany or 14 in Germany? Do you know it's this 14 in Germany? Do you know the age of consent? Yeah, what I got to do? You say, wow, man, that's crazy, man. Say, yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, when you go to Germany, man, just make sure you protect yourself, man, if you're in these nightclubs or these little lounges and stuff, because they move a different kind of way. They don't move the way we move. Okay, I can see a guy saying that. I can see a guy saying that. He said Flacco is a tether. He said Flacco is a tether. He's a tether. Okay. Okay, here we go. Fair use.
14.
Yeah.
That's a grunt. The vagina been on this planet 14 years. I've said this before on the show also. Do you know if a woman 16 years old gives you a baby, that is going to be
Yeah, and this is where it's just indefensible. Leon, you can't defend that, Leon. Leon, Leon, you can't defend that. You can't defend that.
vagina been on this planet 14 years. I've said this before on the show also.
That's ridiculous. I've said it before. I know, hey man, you can't defend that. He said Hollywood is full of perverts. Yeah. Especially in the hip hop community. Hip hop community is almost 90% perverts. When you listen to those guys, when you see the way they behave, they're perverts. I don't know how you defend this though. But hold on, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop the link for a person who's supported Corey, watched his content, likes Corey, to come up and help me out, because can you show me something I'm missing? Show me something, huh? Can you show me something? Am I overlooking something? Is there something I'm missing? Because I think that this conversation, I think to say this is problematic.
Maybe 14.
Yeah.
That's a grunt. The vagina been on this planet 14 years. I've said this before on the show also. Do you know if a woman 16 years old gives you a baby, that is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. That is going to be one of the healthiest babies possible.
First,
But for you to say that, you have to understand how that can be viewed. And if you was in a lab coat saying it from a scientific standpoint, if you were saying it from a scientific lab standpoint, not advocating for it, not even suggesting that it's okay, but saying, well, if there's a redeeming quality, somebody said he got that off of South Park. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. We don't know where this stuff comes from, man. He got that off South Park. Yeah, nobody's going to take South Park as medical analysis. But if a individual in a lab coat and was a scientist, and he simply said it's a horrible thing for a kid or someone underage to suffer, but if there's a child, it's a possibility the child will be healthy. I mean, he's not advocating that it should happen. Right here, it looks like he's advocating for it to happen.
Maybe 14.
Yeah.
That's a grunt. The vagina been on this planet 14 years. I've said this before on the show also. Do you know if a woman 16 years old gives you a baby, that is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. That is going to be one of the healthiest babies possible.
First red flag.
Yeah, this is just the way that's delivered. It's just the way that's delivered. Fair use, fair use. Here we go.
With grown men. But what are we doing here, man?
But you're taught in America something different.
Yeah, those eggs are buoyant. You could dribble them eggs.
And see, the problem with this, when jokes are made like that, is and the problem with this is when you make jokes like this, what happens is you ignore, or you're not understanding of what the pedophile does to those minors. Because once the pedophile is done, in most cases, well, in a lot of cases, or all cases, most cases, you determine, it normally deletes the child. And the police, the authorities, the individuals find these deleted kids. And it's because some dude's trying to cover his tracks. So that's why you can't really joke about it. So that's what I'm saying. There's no place to joke about stuff like this. It's no place to joke about it. And people make mistakes. And you don't have to forgive them. Let me say that. You don't have to forgive people. But they can acknowledge they made a mistake. He said he did say legal 16, which is legal in some states.
Got bounce back.
Craig Smith is almost 50. Corey Holcomb is almost 60. And they're sitting on a podcast talking about how 14-year-olds have bounced back. Yo, come on, bro. Like, yo, that's absurd. Now, to make things worse, Corey Holcomb went on another podcast and he admitted to testing out the young women in Iceland.
The problem with this, what's his name? Polico? What's this guy's name? Politico? Poetic Flacco. The problem with you, Poetic Flacco, is you be down there on no jumper. Now, I'm not trying to say it's the equivalent to Corey Holcomb, but now all of a sudden you want to get on your moral sandbox and lecture to people. And look, once again, this is not defending. This is where the Negro gets confused. Nobody's defending Corey Holcomb, not defending Trump. I'm not defending any man who's accused of these things. That man will have his day in court. I'm not going to accuse him of anything. I'm just saying, brother, you be down there on no jumper. And this is what we got with the YouTube. This is the whole YouTube reality now. You got a guy who hangs out on no jumper. You got all types of just all types of inappropriate conversations being had down there. All types of thuggery, degeneracy. You're down there, man. You're down there on no jumper. Yet all of a sudden now, you're the Pope. You're the Pope when it comes to Corey Holcomb. And look, brother, I get it. You got to make content. I get that. But you also got to understand, perhaps the messenger. You might not be the messenger, but you can do what you want to do, though, man. You can do anything you want to do. That's all I'm saying. And if anything, if people start to question the validity of all of the stuff you got, because people run around here talking about AI. People are going to have a problem with the messenger. And that's been my thing. My thing with that earlier on the channel, I did a review and they thought I'm like the messenger. I'm skeptical of the messenger because all of a sudden now this guy, he's down there, gang activity, thuggery, all of everything that comes with it. All of a sudden now he's on his high horse about Corey Holcomb's jokes. Are Corey Holcomb's jokes inappropriate? They are. But you have to practice what you preach, brother. Brother. You got to practice what you preach. He said some of these niggas get their faith from South Park. I'm starting to believe that.
Now, the same young women that he claims, were 13, 14 and ready to conceive.
You go to other countries, I'm just saying, in America, most people only know what they know in America, but I've been to other countries, and in Iceland, I think the legal age to get with a girl is 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
It blows people's mind when they hear it. But in Iceland, R. Kelly is not a criminal.
He's trying to get extradited.
He's a normal guy in Iceland. I went to Iceland, and you just can't offer him money and gifts. And I thought that was so unfair that you couldn't give him.
Yeah, that part, things go left. And I don't know what to say on that part. I don't know. What you want me to say? That's indefensible. That's my whole point, man. You know what, man? I don't think I ever get credit. I'm the fairest dude on YouTube. I am the absolute most fairest guy on YouTube. I don't get my credit. That's indefensible. I tell them that in a minute. Hey, man, and that's on you. That's where if you're a supporter and all that, you say, bro, that's on you, bro. Almost like Darlene said. She said, that's all you, brother. Now, she's an employee and all that's different. But anyhow, Charles Curry says, say what you say. This ain't no YouTube reality. That stuff happened. The D-boy would pick up girls and they was getting pregnant at 14 and I'm 38 and that's my reality. You see that? And see, Negroes don't want to, and it's the thing. You know what, Charles? This is the truth. The D-boy who got bread will come in the black community and date children 14, 15, 16 and get a parent's bread and lace up the kids and buy them all like all this Louis stuff, take her to the Louis store and nobody had a problem with it. Joe Schmo, who's walking around the neighborhood, sees someone who's underage, a minor, and does the wrong thing to her. They want to burn him at the stake. Now, this is the problem. Immediately you say, hey, well, what about the D-boy? They say, well, you want to defend Joe Schmo. Who wants to defend Joe Schmo? What about the D-boys? Put them both up. Why don't we build 2 fires? Let's not build 1. How about 2? And that is the black community. That's my whole point. Thank you, man. I'm able to explain it. That's my whole point. You got men in there preying on minors and people turning a blind eye because that man is giving them money. And then when another Negro who's not necessarily in the drug game, not necessarily got money like that, does the same thing or to something to that extent, he sleeps with a minor, which is illegal and wrong. He's then burned at the stake. So are we for this stuff or not? Or are we only for it when it's somebody we like? Does it only matter when it's the person we like? Then we make excuses. And that's why I brought up the Trump thing. Because I know that Trump has a strong following amongst black men. Hey, man, I get it. I'm a man. I'm all for the alpha male and all that. So I'm a man. But I can't abide by a nigga that's doing what Trump doing. I can't support that. He's asking me to do too much. And what's wrong with me asking Trump, hey, Trump, just be a man? What's wrong with that? Why I got to keep making all these damn compromises? And the people who support Trump, that's all they are, compromised Negroes. They're compromised Negroes. And the same way you guys are going to view people who support Corey with disdain, that's how people view the staunch Trump supporters with disdain. Go ahead, Joey.
Nah, I'm listening to you cook, Platt. You was cooking. A lot of people do got picks. But we just can't be throwing random allegations on everybody. That's my whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Lying like Jay-Z, putting that man's name in this stuff with no proof. And then ignoring, she said Trump, she don't believe or something about, she supports Trump, but she's ready to throw Jay-Z under the bus.
That's Bird. I ain't paid. When she said Jaguar right, I said, yeah, that's it. Like, I don't know what's going on. I ain't gonna say all of us, Platt. We all different as black people, but sometimes I just be like, damn, man, do y'all niggas really think this way? Do y'all really don't take the time to understand what y'all saying? And let alone, like I say, we need to start reading and doing research on things. Like Corey Holcomb just randomly saying what he's saying, that's dangerous. It's already morally wrong for anybody who knows, but you just saying what you saying, bro. No,
What you think about Poetic Flacco? What you think about?
Flacco is a DJ Academics
No. Hold up, brother.
2.0.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Platt.
What you think about Poetic Flacco doing a review of Corey Holcomb? And as I don't keep up with him, he's always down there on no jumper, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think there's sort of a contradiction right there?
Oh yeah, because we all know Adam 22. He got some nasty cases on him, and he done said some things that was nasty.
Is he doing a video about Adam 22?
I haven't seen it, Platt. I haven't.
Hold up. Somebody's gonna run and say, "You trying to defend Corey?" No, I'm not.
No,
see, people got to understand.
You're just calling it out all year.
Yeah, people got to understand. Listen, I got no problem with this brother. This brother's on YouTube, Poetic Flacco. My thing is maybe he needs to learn something from this. Poetic Flacco, if you're gonna be on a moral, if you're gonna become a moral authority on things, perhaps you need to stop that going down on no jumper, or perhaps you need to take a second look at what goes on down there, because maybe that's not the right way to live. Maybe. But we want to have it both ways, man. And that is one thing pastors have said about Negroes. He said, man, they want to have it both ways. They want to do both. They don't understand the way world is set up. And that's what I'm saying. So if Corey, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you something right now, Poetic Flacco. If Corey dodges this, he's got you to thank, because you don't have the moral authority to criticize him. He's got you to thank for. You made that video. He's got you. He can reach out there and say, this the nigga talking about me. Look at him. And show you all them clips you down there on no jumper. Well, I think that's where you got your start. All of that gang talk and nigga shit. And all of a sudden now you want to judge people. See, I'm the only person that tell you the truth. Guys, people don't like it.
He's against it, though. He actually against it, though, Platt. But like you said.
He was down there, right?
No, but exactly. He still be fraternizing with him. And Whack 100 is about to go upside his head. But you want to know what's really crazy? I saw that.
He grabbed his...
Yeah, you want to know what's really crazy, though, Platt? Like, guess who he look up to on here? And he got some nasty work going on. DJ Academics. That's his guy.
Isn't Act being sued by a woman? The fool thing. Isn't he accused of sexual assault? And Act put out the video or whatever. They got the video with the what's that guy, Platt Boy Max, where he's talking to the 13-year-old boy, real sexual. You see what I'm saying? Did he put out a video on Act?
A Platt, but
did he put out a video on Academics?
No, he ain't put no video.
You see what I'm saying? They pick and they choose, man.
I know.
They pick and they choose. Now all of a sudden they're throwing Corey Holcomb under the bus. Okay. What about your boy Academics? And this is what they're doing. Hold up. This is what Negroes do. All of a sudden, if you say that, oh man, you support Corey Holcomb, man, you trying to defend what he's doing. Nobody's trying to defend Corey Holcomb.
Nah.
I'm saying, why are you ignoring people? You say you're against the crime, right? You're against someone who's like that. What about Academics talked about a child, man? He talked to a child in front of us.
Hey, Platt, people got a skewed view when they hear people talk. If it ain't to they liking, is, oh, you taking up for Corey Holt? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just seeing something objectively and I'm calling it out. Oh, you must be riding for you know who. Oh, you must be Jay-Z. You ain't seeing what comparing Jay-Z to Trump got to be the most. Oh my goodness. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, whoever that is.
Oh no. I was just gonna ask like the background of dude. What is his background? The one disparaging Corey. Is he from the Caribbean?
Hold up. Let's not even say it like that. Let's just say he's showing old clips. I don't know.
Because I know Academics is from Jamaica.
Yep.
So they might share Caribbean heritage.
That's what they're saying, that they're tethers.
That's what I'm saying, Platt. Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm sick of these motherfuckers, man.
He's saying Poetic is a tether. That's what they say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Platt, see, the problem is they letting these people come over here and they want to compete and beat us. They want to, and that's what that I like. I like when you be saying this sometimes. That's the problem with the Negro. We have been too friendly. These people want to come here and beat us. We gotta. It's time to stop that shit, man. We gotta start looking at these people like foes. It's a competition going on right here. They have elevated these people into powerful positions where they can go after our people that are high up and try to destroy their image or even worse.
And another thing, Resurrect, listen, this is what people don't understand. If you someone dealing with minors, you need to be brought to justice. You need to be held accountable. You need your fair day in court. You need to be held accountable. Okay, listen, that's one of, and people ignore that part, right? Because they don't want to hear that. Then they say, well, you're talking about Corey Holcomb, but, and we're not accusing him of dealing with minors, but why don't you continue your moral authority? You're not talking about your boy DJ Academics, because he was on a stream with a 13-year-old. Look, this ain't no joke.
And the 13-year-old was,
hold up, these are not jokes.
These
are not dudes on YouTube talking. This is not something on a panel and somebody said something in the heat of the moment. The goddamn man was on a stream with a goddamn minor talking sexually.
and the minor told him, "Look, man, I'm a kid."
He didn't write one stream about that guy.
Nah, the minor was like, "Dude, I'm a kid." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Dude, this shit is in the minor had better sense to academic. Like, look, man, I'm a kid, dog. Why are you talking to me like this?"
If I remember, Flacco did a video about it, but he actually was kind of taken up for Flacco's a weirdo. They all weirdos. This is they shine time when they get in front of that camera. Because if you know who Flacco really is, he talk normal when he on his little pre-records. When he get around people, he like he stutter standy. He stutter standy. Like he don't know how to communicate. And these the guys that get behind our culture and be talking crazy, always talking about black people ain't this and this and that. And I'd be like, Flacco, come on, bro. We already know you've been in the house your whole life. Like you ain't had no experience really probably being around black people until now when you get around a white guy, Adam 22.
And that's the thing. That's how the tether does. The tether, they tether brethren, they won't say nothing. They turn a blind eye when that tether brethren say it, but when they see someone who's FBA or whatever foundational, then they attack them, and then they get on they now I can play the moral authority because I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the video, and there's been other reactions, but I'm looking at this video, and I'm like, okay, what is it? I say, ain't this the dude from No Jumper? I'm saying, wait a minute. This is what No Jumper niggas doing now. Reaction videos. Now now they're the Pope. You down there, yeah, and it's like, man, look, the clips are the clips. Nobody's denying the clips, but Flacco, they saying you a tether, and you made a bunch of excuses for academics. And let me tell you something. If I don't know what's going to happen, if Corey uses the fact that you're a fucking tether, if he enacts a fucking tether, I don't know what to tell you, brother. You got him off. You want to know why nothing happened? You know why? Because you did the video. You got a goddamn history. You have to be, when people talk about the Christian conservatives, these women practice what they preach. Bible thumping Christian. If you go and look at Sanford's son, right? Go and look at Sanford and Son. Aunt Esther, what did she do? It was her and 2-3 other church ladies, and they would criticize Fred. And she would have the Bible in her hand. So what I'm saying, she could do it. She went out and she wasn't stripping. Aunt Esther wasn't stripping and then criticizing Fred. She was preaching and she was talking down on what he was doing. But these fucking YouTube channels, these fucking niggas, these tethers, they'll criticize bad things, and then you see them down there on fucking No Jumper. with niggas down there bragging on their bodies.
They got pics, Platt. you can just observe it and just sit back and be like, huh? This don't make sense. You talk bad about, all right, you don't like these guys in the community. They tearing up the community, but yet you shoulder to shoulders laughing with them on a podcast with Adam 22. Like it doesn't make sense. Like you cool with Whack. I ain't got nothing against Whack is Whack. He hustling. He doing what he doing. I accept what Whack doing now. But still, even the degenerate stuff that everybody be doing on that podcast is crazy. And Flacco be right there with him. He be right there interviewing, want to be around him. Same thing with DJ Academics. All of them. They talk bad about all these rappers, all these people that's in the bad of the community, but yet you want to be in the realm with them. I don't understand.
They defended Drake.
Get out of there, Platt. We ain't gonna start that up.
Hold up, they were the main ones defending Drake. When you go and look back at that rap battle, all of them was defending Drake. In fact, Act attacked black people, saying, "Well, Kendrick can't really hold rap. How come this dude he can't hold rap? Why y'all niggas supporting Kendrick? You know, Drake got money." And it's like, bro, you're ignoring what the man's saying about Drake and his history with underage girls. You're just ignoring that. And he did it.
Check this out, man. That's their culture, though. If you think about it, when the hurricane, the big earthquake happened in Haiti, what happens? A bunch of kids just start coming to America and they start coming up missing. It's been said that those people in those islands, they sell their kids, man. They don't have the same feeling about their children and that type of thing. I'm gonna respect the platform. They don't have the same type of feeling that we have when it comes to our kids and adults dealing with them. So they don't feel the same way. They think they kind of feel like they think about it same way as Brad and Karen. They don't think it's no big deal.
Yeah, and a lot of YouTubers support Trump because there's money in it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's got nothing to do with. See, when you look at some of these YouTubers, they'll claim it's about right and wrong. When you see Flacco doing what he's doing, it's right. It's the right thing to do. Who disagrees with that? But you don't talk about Act. You don't talk about these other guys because you're not about right and wrong. You're about you. You're about, and that's what I'm saying. That's all of this stuff with Corey, and you take a look at it, and if he survives this, I don't know what he's going to do. He'll have his distractors to thank, because it's people have to come from a position of clarity and high authority. When you say the Pope, they don't let anybody be the Pope. That ain't a job at Walmart. They've had years and years and years and years and years, and then they get called up to that position. Those are the people, that's a moral authority. Just because you got a YouTube channel, that doesn't give you moral authority. But the Negroes...
It depends on your audience. If you got a big enough audience, they can speak volumes and push the narrative. That's what that's what they do.
Yeah, I agree.
YouTubers have a lot of power based on. Go ahead. Just based on
the algorithm, and they've cracked the algorithm, and they attack people who they don't like, and they bring up people who are actually advocating the same things. It's just like men, the manosphere, whatever. They got women over there that they support when they're advocating against women, or not just women, but feminists. They got feminists over there. But
like you could grow your platform. All you have to do is get you "Make America Great Again" hat.
Okay.
And just put it up on the screen. You don't even have to, put it on your head.
Well, you know what? This is my thing. Well, this is my thing on that, brother. I because I have to go to bed and wake up I'm not gonna get on YouTube and just lie. If a person does wrong, I'll call it out. See what I'm saying? If Trump does something stupid, I got to call it out. But see, if you are a Trump supporter, and even hold up, this YouTube, forget you, even these Republicans are saying that. The very minute they call him out, they get attacked. They get called liberal. Mike Pence was deemed a liberal because Trump wanted him to break the law. So that's what I'm saying. So all you could do is come on here and just lie. And I get it. These guys saying I'll lie. I don't give a fuck. Well, what about your soul, bro? Does that matter? Does it matter?
I agree. Like, it's a lot of blind followers, I call them, because even though
they
you might be
rationalize.
even if you a fan of Corey Holcomb or you support Trump or whatever, like, come on, we can still call out their behavior, and you can too, because that's what they going at Charlemagne, homie, the white guy, was saying. He's speaking up now against Trump, and he was a heavy Trump supporter, and people was like, "Oh, well, you ain't a true MAGA fan." Like, no, you
That's
can call them
ridiculous.
out.
Yeah,
You can
that's not
still
the.
call them out.
But we don't live in a country like that. See, when they talk about tribalism, that's
Yep.
America. You're all Americans, always Americans, right? When you talk about the Super Bowl or your halftime, that was a Super Bowl. That's an American tradition, and it's for anybody, but it's Americans, right? Well, Fox News has made it tribal.
Well, nah,
No,
because you got to say
no.
MSNBC, they defended a lot of. Go ahead.
Fox News has made it tribal because they think that they can determine who can and who can't be at the Super Bowl at that halftime.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of people say they wasn't feeling Bad Bunny, and they not necessarily Republicans either. I've heard a lot of people say they just wasn't feeling that
What about the
halftime
people
show.
who wasn't feeling the Kid Rock show?
Oh, there's a lot of more of them not feeling that for sure. More of them. But did you hear Megyn Kelly though? She was irate.
I did a stream on that. Yeah.
Oh,
Did he really burn the flag black? Did he? I heard he burnt the flag.
Who did?
Oh, that they was
Bad
lying
Bunny?
there.
Who? Bad
Yeah.
Bunny?
They
He
lied.
wouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
They lied.
The network. The network also stands. It's a network. They can't let someone do something like that. You do something like that, they don't want to. They have advertisers, bro. You can't do stuff like that.
Oh,
That would have been inciting a riot had he did that at the Super Bowl. But I mean, I do feel a way about the Super Bowl is American tradition. I do understand though these NFL owners want to make it a global sport. That's why I think the Browns and the Vikings are going to be playing in Paris this upcoming season. They got games in London, Mexico City. But to me, people around the world ain't feeling American football like that. I just don't think they are, but we'll see. That's their goal. NBA and NFL, they trying to make it a global sport. I just I don't think it's going to expand like that. But
yeah, it's more
we'll
so
have to see.
basketball more than football. But yeah, they trying to make it more
No,
global.
it's interest. That's poor. There are teams with. Then, to be honest with you, NFL could get rid of teams in America and expand in a foreign country, and they would make more money.
More money. That's the plan, Platt. We don't have a team in St. Louis. We lost 2 NFL franchises: the football Cardinals, and then later the Rams.
Yep.
But it is a business, though, right?
It's a business, and they had support. They had support, but they consider St. Louis a second-tier NFL team because they say the viewership here does not change whether we have a team here or not. So they think that they could get more bang for their buck with a bigger audience in a different city.
Need them butts in them seats too. Like,
Yeah. I think London is going to be the next NFL expansion, probably international.
Okay, they might. I think Mexico.
I think Mexico too.
And the thing about Mexico, because of the population, it's just so many people there, and so many people, because of even going back, forget the cable stuff, broadcast TV. it would
Oh yeah,
creep over into Mexico. So
Telemundo would have NFL games sometimes.
okay, but just
Yeah,
period. Monday Night Football, period, would creep into Mexico. If you had a TV and you lived in Tijuana, you can see all American TV right there. You don't have to go through a Mexican filter. It was all in that country. And you could
but
grow up.
Platt,
That's a lot of Mexicans will tell you that's how they learned English, from watching TV, growing up watching American TV. They were able to, when they came to America, they were able to speak English.
do you think it's going to be a case where it's going to be a lot of American expats moving to places like Mexico City, and that's why it would be more of an interest? Or do you think Hector and Esmeralda might gain an interest in football more? Because I do know they like the Raiders by default. They always been Raiders fans. But as far as other teams, you think that could catch on?
Well, you got to understand the NFL. The NFL has a demographic, and the NFL is never for Hector and the tomato picker.
Oh, see, I was trying to go.
No. I'm saying the NFL, that's not their target market. NFL is about money. See, you know
About
what?
money.
When they talk about, when you talk about Gucci, right? Gucci, Louis Vuitton, why do they exist, right? Why don't they
Luxury brands.
why don't they lower their prices, man? Why don't Gucci might have to lower their price, but why do these other designers, right? Alexander McQueen, why don't they lower their prices? Well, they don't have to, because they make the product and it's only for people who can afford it. Why does the Mercedes, right? Well, no, let's go with the fashion, because fashion is, anything can be fashion. A car is a little bit different because it's a machine and it has to have a certain value to it. But why don't they lower their prices? They don't have to. They're only for people who got money. So the NFL, you're going to build a stadium here. You're going to bring a team here. You're going to move the Indianapolis Colts to Mexico, makes them the whatever, whatever you want to call them, right? They're going to be there. You're going to lower the prices? Nope.
No.
Why? Because we're only for the people who can afford the game. And we're going to make our money with TV rights. We get so much money with our TV contract. Oh, the TV contract in Mexico, in Mexico, the TV contract with NBC, we're going to be on Peacock. Peacock, the only channel that's broadcasting the Mexican games. Now, look at what Jay-Z did, right? Or look at what he opened up. Fox News can say what they want. There's a lot of Latino people that are going to support a team in Mexico. Oh, what about Americans? Well, they're a business. They don't really care. And that's what I'm saying. You're not looking. They'll say, okay, well, watch the Cleveland Browns. Watch the LA Rams. Watch the Las Vegas Raiders. But we're going to make money. If we move this team, we're going to invest. We're going to get a stadium built. And then we're going to get all of this StreamYard. We're going to get all this Netflix money. Right now, Amazon Prime could say the official sponsor and host of all the Mexican whatever games. And the viewership, they're getting Latino viewership across the world. Spanish viewership. How many people in Colombia? What's the numbers in Colombia? There's only 360 Americans. Or how about this? Let's go with 300. 300 Americans. 300 million Americans. How many people are in Mexico? In Colombia. And you tapping in the markets. But see, people don't understand demographics. They don't understand marketing. They just run in their mouth. They own some American first shit, but they hate niggas. Aren't niggas American? Aren't black people just okay? Well, what
foundational?
Okay, well, why do they have a problem with Americans? Okay, you own some American first, but you're a racist and you don't like black people. I'm talking about like Nick Fuentes, like Myron Gaines. Well, not him, but Nick Fuentes, because we know he's a tether. What I'm saying is, the hypocrisy is you on American First, Fox News, but you don't like black people.
Well, Megan Kelly and the likes of Nick Fuentes, um, I would go on to say that, black Americans, people like you and me and Joey, we're more American than they are.
You know, they're not going to accept that
Nah,
resume.
they ain't gonna accept that
Oh,
at
I
all,
know.
bro. Yeah. They definitely ain't gonna accept that.
Because truth be told, some of their ancestors might have come across in Ellis Island, like in the early 1900s or something. You know?
Look, we're finna witness the lynching of a black man tonight. That's what we finna witness. Now I don't know if he'll survive or not.
You talking about Corey Putt?
Yeah, but my thing, yeah, they're gonna come at him, man, in the chat box and all that. You gotta understand, right now he's in a beef with Anton. So this ain't even about okay, and then and also TMZ. And he's gonna have, I don't know what he's gonna do.
I watched the O'Shea. I don't even watch O'Shea. I heard him speak on it. He did a video. He had a good point, man. Corey need a production company. He needs somebody to produce his show, or somebody to sit him down and change up his content. Like, he got to switch it up. He got to get back to the comedy. And it's crazy because he went at O'Shea, and O'Shea actually trying to help him because you can tell he's still a fan. And Corey don't seem to understand that everybody who actually criticizing him have his back. D, O'Shea, even TLA, they was all cool. But in his head, if you not agreeing with me, you against me. And that's dangerous, Platt. To be around a grown man like that is dangerous, because all he gonna do is complain, play victim, and make it seem like everybody is trying to take him down, which is what Corey doing. I've been around guys like Corey. Like, nigga, no, it's okay to say I messed up. Players fuck up too. Ain't nothing wrong saying that. I don't understand why black people don't do that. Black men, especially, because we the main ones talking about holding people accountable. But when we get jammed up, we blame everybody else. Nah, it's your fault. Hold your feet to the fire, Corey. Shit.
Do you think he's gonna attack Poetic Flacco?
He might. I don't know, but Flacco did put that video out, but he might. And he probably gonna say that TMZ is paying him and they're orchestrating something, but that doesn't Platt, we all know that doesn't mean nothing. You're on the internet. I said this a couple streams back. The internet is undefeated. These people in these chat rooms, these people that's donating, they got their opinions, and whatever narrative they know, they're going to stick to it. So all Corey got to do is just apologize. Say, you know what? I done said some heinous things.
Okay.
Raunchy. It was raunchy. It was dark. I shouldn't have said that. I don't agree with that fully. I ain't did none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then just move on and apologize as a man. That's it. Move on.
What if he say, and they said, would you tell the same joke now that you told me?
I heard you say that, Platt. If I was him, I would say, no, I wouldn't.
Okay, so then what was wrong with the jokes you were telling?
Oh, no, he better say it was something wrong. If he don't, his career over, Platt. He done. He cooked. If he don't say that what he said was wrong tonight, or come on there on some sympathetic type, like just cut all the antics, cut the character off. You being Corey Holcomb, I'm that nigga. Cut that off right now, bro, because your career, your livelihood is on the line. And these people, I'm listening.
He'll probably have his biggest numbers ever.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be like 30, 40, 50,
You might
damn
have
there.
60,000 live listeners.
I agree, because everybody talking about it.
Well, everybody talking about it, and everybody's interested.
Yeah.
And what's his response going to be?
Joe Budden. Ooh, that's what everybody want to hear. Like, what's your response back to Joe Buttons? Because Joe cooked him. And Craig, you heard Craig response, Platt?
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw it. It was corny. I ain't like his response back, but it was like, but Craig is also.
This is the thing.
Go ahead.
YouTube and stuff like this, and that Anton went down there and they got into a beef. He got to understand perception and other people. He got to understand Anton has supporters.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you got to be careful with you can't say, okay, I'm gonna respond by talking about his kid. That you lose support. You lose people who can support you because Anton came down there, started trouble. You kicked him off, but damn, you didn't put his kid up. So that opens the door up for people to go burn down the walls or whatever. That opens up the door for them to come at you 100%, anything, everything they've ever seen and got. And that's what they did.
Then he went at D. Then he went at D. Like, come on, Corey.
Oh yeah, you got that. And there, when you're saying the game of chess, right? He's got to deal with Anton, TMZ, the lead, and I don't even think they responded to that stuff. Okay, so
he did. Joe Budden.
Buttons, you got to deal with them. Butts, and I'm saying, look at your enemies. I tried to put it on the chessboard and say, just think about that for a minute. How you beat your enemy at chess. If they get to add pieces to the board. And in my opinion, Joe Buttons is a more difficult to defeat than Anton. Because of his rap background. And he's sort of like the Breakfast Club. He's built sort of a Breakfast Club following over there. It's a different group. So I'm saying just your hands are full with Anton. You got to keep it on Anton. But because you decided to open it up, you got to defeat all these other people. And then you say you're losing gigs now. You're losing shows, your yacht party, show right here. And remember, this is YouTube, Corey. Corey, this is some YouTube shit. YouTube should never affect your real life. You shouldn't lose a job because of a YouTube channel. You shouldn't. That YouTube is YouTube. It doesn't matter. But you've given it life, and now you got another. You got Poetic Flacco now. And he's really no jumper. I mean, his channel is up, but when you're dealing with him, you're really dealing with no jumper.
And Platt,
now, no jumper is your side of the street, Corey. They are your side of the street, but like I said, you got to get some allies. You got to bring people into the fight. If you can't bring them into the fight, I don't know. I'm watching. I don't know how you're going to be able to win this beef, even though you didn't start it.
He escalated it though. He could have left it alone, Platt. Even Anton was doing all that corny stuff, acting tough. Corey just could have played it cool. Like, you see this cornball? He could have just played it cool. Like, man, I'm a man of a certain age. I ain't indulging in that. I already got enough on my plate. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't play it cool.
He can try to do it. He can try to do it.
No, he want to be a real nigga. When niggas want to be this real nigga, and they trying to prove something to the streets and all that, that's what niggas crash out. Platt. I seen it personally. I'm like, bro, you not a bitch, bro. You got shit to lose. You got a family. Don't prove none to none of these weird ass people, because nobody gonna be there when your ass get locked up. You need commissary or you need a lawyer. Nobody's gonna be there. You should have fight. You should have punched you. You should have did this and that. No.
Let me say this. All these niggas, and this is YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And this is YouTube. All of these niggas on YouTube, all of you, half of you niggas is felons, you're criminals. You can't do nothing else. You got to run to a YouTube channel. Half of you niggas, I mean, you hop into politics, you put on a MAGA hat, you're a fucking felon. Turns out you can't even vote. You're doing it for the spinach. You're just doing it for the money. Right? And there's a lot of niggas like this. Poetic.
I agree.
Poetic. Happy you making money, you're doing good. But if you're going to take the moral high ground, right? And we get it. I mean, I don't know what makes you think people support pedophilia. Who supports that? That's a consensus it's a crime. If you're going to take the moral high ground, you've been running around no jumper, brother.
And his idol is DJ Academics. He said Academic was his god, Platt. I said, whoa.
That got a lot. There's a lot of there. And see, if Corey hired him a research team, if he took YouTube seriously and he hired him a team, he could do the same thing that you're doing. And when you look at the women who do reaction and stuff, I don't know their backgrounds either. But what I'm saying, you tend to think, okay, from a moral authority, it's coming from somebody from that perspective, not somebody that's hanging out on no jumper. That's all I'm saying. What goes on down there, is that the type of behavior we support?
Corey shouldn't have won at Joe Buttons, man. He wasn't ready. I'm surprised Joe went right back at him, but yeah, that's a different format of what they got going on over there. Mark Lamont, then you got Mona from my city. Shout out to Mona. It's a different type of people over there. Like, they built for that. And Joe, he been through the test of time and been through situations for years. From loving hip hop, even from back in the day, he was beefing with Wu-Tang and Method Man and Raekwon and all. Like, he done been through situations. He done beef with damn near everybody. So Corey was just that fruit booty stuff. You need more than that, Corey. Just calling people gay, you're gonna need more than them. You a comedian. That's what I don't understand. Where the jokes at? How Joe Budden's a rapper cooking you on the jokes more than you? Yeah, we'll see tonight, Platt. Or Corey just gonna be snapping and yelling and acting a fool and blaming people and crying and playing victim. We'll see tonight. We'll see. I don't think he's going live. I don't think he should.
Oh.
You think he should?
Uh-huh.
He got a lot to explain. Them videos is nasty, boy. Them videos is crazy.
I'm not gonna post that, American tradesman.
Yeah, American Negro.
I hope not. Believe me, Corey's a LA dude, so they're gonna let him know that.
Oh, you got ran out of Los Angeles? He be talking crazy about them gang members. That's why. You up there hanging around them, the main spot, Adam 22, and yet you hanging around these gang members and you thinking that they're gonna accept you keep disrespecting them and talking crazy and making videos, sneak dissing them. Like, no, that's how you know he out of touch. These guys grew up on the computer. DJ Academics, he snapping on Little Baby because somebody that associated with him punched him in the face or smacked him. Go smack him back. Don't go at Little Baby. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with him. Like, what are you? These the guys that never got off the porch, Platt. And I'm not saying that you got to be a street dude and you got to be rough and tough. No, but you got to have self-awareness. Things you do, things you say. Because when you get off this internet and you well known, people going to approach you. I've seen it personally with my cousin. People approaching. I'm like, damn.
Walking through the mall and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's come down to. So what I'm saying, on one side of the fence, you got a moral judgment, and then on the other side of the fence, you got street justice. So that's what I mean. That's the conflict. And then, as Charleston White said, niggas pick and choose. It's not a question of the person broke the law. It's a question of if they're in a good grace with the streets. How does the street feel about them? Well, what about what the person did? Forget that. How does the streets feel? Streets don't fuck with him. Okay, get rid of him. What about what he did? What about that guy that's standing there? What about him? He did A, B, C, and D. So he cool with the streets.
Yep.
We fuck with him.
Yep. I seen it. You ain't lying, Platt.
That's the world we live in, man.
Way before the whole what they was talking about with Young Thug, and he got tapes, him talking to the police. I didn't know situations way back in the day. The guys I grew up with running around, oh, he's a rat, he's a snitch, he's this and that. But then come to find out, he got paperwork on him, or he was out here doing some nasty work and, you know, putting himself in situations. And it's like, oh, so it ain't cool when they do it, but it's cool when you do it. Like, nah, it don't work that way, bro. And then there's certain people like me, I call it out, and I'm the bad guy. Why you saying that, Joe? I just see the hypocrisy. What the fuck? I see the hypocrisy with Anton too. Like, you's a Christian guy, but you out here, you got a fleet of hoes. I called this years back. Like, this dude is hypocrite.
That's what he says. And see, people, a lot of people, they talk all of that church. They ain't been back in the church since they was a kid. Maybe they grew up in the church, and maybe they went from 8 to 16 because of their grandma, and then she passed away, and they never missed a week because grandma kept taking them there, and she passed away, and then they started missing a couple of weeks. And then once they miss a couple of weeks, they feel comfortable. And then they go at 17, then they fuck around here and get a YouTube channel. And they come on here trying to be the Mac of the year and talk Bible. And it don't work that way. It don't work that way. So, and also, when you look at the Negroes that he's listening to, a lot of them Negroes ain't all there. A lot of them Negroes got all types of problems. You see it, you hear it. A lot of them are mentally ill. And they run to stuff like that. So I always thought, to me, Negroes be wanting to get taken advantage of. The more you see it, the more you see it. Now, hold up. Let's keep this going right here. Hold up.
Nothing after you was done with her.
This dude crazy. I'm not going to Iceland. So I assume you've been to Iceland and you took advantage of the laws. Is that what you're saying?
I had a great time in Iceland.
Wait, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go.
The age of consent in Iceland is 13. Did you take advantage of the laws in Iceland? Man, I had a great time.
Well, actually, he can't.
Yeah, because he's a citizen, a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, that's
people
what
don't
I'm saying.
understand that, Platt.
I know that's what I'm saying. This dude's up here, and that's what I'm saying, Corey. That's what I'm saying. Look, bro, ain't nothing wrong with making content, but trying to be a moral authority on this subject matter is not necessarily your lane.
The age of consent in Iceland is 13. Did you take advantage of the laws in Iceland? Man, I had a great time in Iceland. You know, you just can't give them gifts afterwards. After you're done with them. You can't give him gifts because that will count as trafficking. So he full on admitted that he did what he did in Iceland. Full on admitted to it. Now, a lot of people point to, Corey Holcomb is joking. He's making a joke. But at what point do you teeter the line so much that we got to say, I don't know, bro. I don't know, son. Even how Corey Holcomb talk about young women is disturbing. There was a story on the Corey Holcomb podcast he told about, I think, like a 5-year-old. Right? And this story makes me uncomfortable to this day.
This past weekend, I saw this little girl. She had a Welch's grape juice bottle in her mouth. And she was about 5. She had the whole bottle as far as it'll go. Just sucking on it.
That's ridiculous. And then when you say 5, how can you make a determination between a 4-year-old and a 6 or 7-year-old? You really, it varies, right? So he said about 5. That means that was a
That's
very
a
young.
baby.
Yeah, damn near. That's damn near. Man, that is.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's where you can say, how can they even hold up? A 12-ounce soda. How? Because they're so little. How could they even hold that up? And we get it. It's comedy, but still, right? This is weird for somebody to derive comedy from that perspective. That's
But,
weird as fuck, brother.
but where's the punchline though, Platt? I don't think he was this right here with him talking. This ain't comedy. This is him like literally just talking, saying that he seen a little girl sucking on a bottle and thinking negative, thinking sexual about it. Like that's
And let me say this: look, Poetic Flacco, if No Jumper, you want to listen to his reaction review, and we're going over that. He's an idiot. You don't make statements about children. He didn't say this, right? Because they're children, and the danger of the people who would deal with minors, the bodies of these guys, because they don't want to go to jail. They assault these kids. They delete these kids, and people find that, and they say we got to clamp down on this type of behavior. So it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it. You don't make jokes about these situations. That's the whole point. It's not. You're deriving comedy at the expense of a child, and that's not funny. And with you're sexualizing a child. That's unacceptable. You can't sexualize a kid. Can't meaning never.
never. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you look at Trump, and Trump said if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he'd be dating her. He sexualized a underage minor. He did. He said it.
Yeah, he did.
You have a daughter, right, Joey?
Right there, sleep in her room right now.
What I mean, just imagine you saying some shit like that. There was like, don't that makes like you wonder, like, why would I even say some shit like that?
I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. And Trump did, and there's no criticism. Yeah, you could criticize Corey Holcomb. Go ahead, criticize Corey Holcomb. But are those same people, and they're not going to say anything about this Epstein file and Trump?
They ain't.
They're not, because it's money. The white man's money, the white supremacist dollar, they going for that. They ain't gonna say nothing about it.
And most people didn't even take the time out to read the Epstein files, or the people that they alleging, or the people like you already know Bird earlier with Jay-Z. No, it was people that was calling, making allegations that was wrong, saying that Jay-Z, Eminem, and Pusha T back in 1996. Come on, Platt. What would Jay-Z and Pusha T like? Why would these guys be with Epstein in 1996? You think he wouldn't hang around Jay-Z? Like, come on, man. But this is what I'm saying. People hear something, or they make up a narrative, especially on the internet, and I know how it is. The lie is more entertaining than the truth. But it's like people just run off and just go with it. Oh, he was dealing with young women. He was dealing with Aaliyah. He was dealing with... No, he wasn't. Foxy Brown and all the rest of these women. No. It came out that everything was a lie. And then now everybody... No, you see, y'all caping for him. No, you can't just go off of just allegations. That's dangerous. That's really dangerous. And people don't seem like... Because you wouldn't like it if it was done to you. Somebody make an allegation about you and they don't got no proof, then you be ready to cry wolf. Don't do that. But this right here with Corey, I'm not saying that man did anything, but just by him making them jokes and saying certain things and alluding to certain situations, it's nasty work, bro. Like it is. And he gotta, I don't know how he gonna clean this up, Platt. I don't know how he gonna clean this up.
The jokes
Gotta stop.
You clean it up by not making a joke.
Yeah, the jokes got to stop. Don't make no more jokes. Just apologize, be sincere, because I'm telling you, Corey Holcomb, he losing gigs now. His career is honey bun done. He gonna be right back in Chicago. He better get a CDL or figure something out, because he ain't nobody gonna book him. Ain't nobody gonna have him on a TV show. Would you say?
He'll still be relevant because
He'll still be relevant. Yeah, but
he can make money, so he'll still get booked, but he won't be able to get the no. He won't be able to get the big shows, the big stuff.
I agree.
Like he said, the private yacht party and stuff. He won't get that. But he can play small venues, and that's the thing. He'll go back to the Chitlin circuit,
cruise ships.
Yeah, he'll go back to. He was selling out doing Vegas. Now he'll go back to playing, Bernard's Comedy Store in Atlanta, $14.95. Come all out and chill with Corey. Shit like that. So where he might get $3,000 an appearance. But he decided to make those jokes, man. You don't sexualize kids.
Nah, you don't. You don't do that. Oh, damn, American Negro. I didn't know that. They shot the video with R. Kelly on Epstein.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. That's just they're making up shit.
I don't know. That's why I was like, damn, I didn't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But,
they didn't even they didn't know Epstein like that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they try to say back in 1996, Platt. Come on, Jay-Z, Eminem,
Epstein didn't mess with Negro. I think within the Epstein files, it says somebody says no blacks. They were ordering girls and they said no blacks. They didn't even. Epstein didn't mess with Negroes like that. Rich ass white man hanging out with Jay-Z. He wouldn't hang out with Jay-Z. He ain't gonna hang out with a thug rapper. Why?
That's not his demographic of people he want to be. But whatever. Leave it to them. Jay-Z was on the list. Like, all right, okay. They want to punch on Hov so bad, boy. I understand.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they do. They do want to destroy Hov. Anytime a black man has a healthy family, and he's doing thriving, America gets upset and they want to destroy. They do.
They gonna find a little thing.
And we're in the age like the Trump Negroes. They want to push that. They want Negroes to be on the bottom. When you look at the Trump supporters, the Negroes, they're a bunch of thugs. Trump let this person out of jail. What's all this jail talk? Like you got family in jail. These niggas are criminals and they family are jail niggas. And that's why they like Trump. Because they're from a family of fucking criminals. And when you say, I don't live like that, they don't like that. They look at that as you not black. And that's why they want to make excuses for Trump. And a lot of them ain't never had no daddy. They never had a father. So they look at Trump. That's the closest thing to a daddy they ever have. And you say, well, man, hey, wait a minute. You can go get you a male role model or someone, to be your daddy or sort of a substitute. But why does it have to be somebody with so many problems as Trump? This man's got a lot of flaws.
A lot.
Yeah, and they want to ignore that. Then they say you're a liberal and you're a hater. Where you getting that I'm a liberal? And then to say that I'm a liberal, what's that mean? So if I'm a conservative, that makes me right? Because you just said maybe we're all wrong. Maybe conservative, liberal, both of us are wrong, huh? How about that? Both of us fucked up. How about that? They don't want to hear that.
You might be on to something, Platt, because I was in the barbershop and I'm listening to all these niggas talk about voting for Trump. These niggas fresh out of jail and all that. I'm like, huh? Trump don't like none of y'all niggas.
They like Trump because Trump disrespectful. Like he put the Obamas on the apes. They like shit like that. They like shit like that because they
make excuses.
Yeah, they low key dysfunctional and degenerates.
Mm-hmm.
They're also weirdos and misfits. That's what basically the black men who support Trump are social misfits. They're just like him. They want to bully. That's what Trump, because I said Trump don't fuck with Putin. Trump's a coward. When you look at Trump, he's a fucking coward.
That's a fact.
You don't fuck with no Putin. He fuck with people who work for him that he fuck with their money if they don't kiss his ring. That ain't no tough guy. The dude for the Olympic team, that's the president. He talk on that dude down there trying to win. Pick on that dude. He throw Obama's on a postage stamp or whatever. That's him picking on people. When it comes to Putin, he's bending over, kissing the ring, doing everything he can to stay in good graces with Putin. This is a coward. And then you got grown-ass men who co-sign that because they're cowards. They're a bunch of fucking bitch niggas. And you know what? When Anton did that, I know what he is. I know what Anton is. I know what he is. Thank you, Corey. Corey, I can't support or defend anything you said that's ridiculous like you've been doing, or as far as all that underage and all that stuff. But what you did to Anton, you bitched him up. He needed that. He needed that. He been running around here like he on that, like he that nigga. He been acting like that. He got what he deserved. Niggas up here talking about some Kevin Samuels. All of a sudden, they know Kevin Samuels. He was a pussy nigga for years. He got a little YouTube money. He started tricking. So a lot of women fuck with him. He was spending bread. That don't make you a player. Ain't no real nigga on YouTube fuck with a nigga like Anton. Them bitch niggas. And I've been saying, I'm the only nigga who be saying this shit. Give a fuck about these niggas. I'm not trying to hang out with these niggas. I'm a real nigga. And one day you niggas think that they found me. You ain't found me, nigga. Pussy nigga looking for, what kind of nigga is that? Looking for another nigga face to do what? So you can jack off? Fuck you want to see me for?
Pause.
Niggas talking about flat. Come to my channel. Nigga, fuck you. I knew that. I said these niggas think they playing with somebody. I ain't no bitch. Nigga, I'd never come to your shit. We 2-3 years in the game, you stupid nigga. You stupid nigga. You thought you knew me. You don't know me. I'm a real nigga. Come to my channel so they can attack me and mute me and lie on me. No, nigga, come over here. See, my doors are wide open. You saw Truck over here. You seen Truck over here twice. All you niggas, come on through, nigga. Let's see who the real tough guy is. You ain't gonna come over here.
That's real talk. Pull up.
Pull up, nigga, anytime. The doors are wide open anytime. Come on. They're not gonna do it. I said to Anton, he ain't coming over here. I said, dude, they don't come over here. You know why? Because we're gonna challenge him. We're not gonna let him just say what he wants to say.
We can challenge him to be respectful.
We always respectful.
Always, because I got questions for him. And it ain't even necessary got to talk about his family and all that other shit.
I never do that because his family don't have nothing to do.
Nothing.
Why would I say something about a child? That's ridiculous. And look, you don't know me, Anton. I'm 100% Team USA. But see, I'm an American in a way you're not used to. I don't know nothing about your kid. But if your kid can go on and fall in the steps of Simone Biles and bring back medals, I'm going to 100% support her accomplishments and achievements. And I'm proud of her and salute to you. But see, you don't understand. The only reason I'm saying it because you be on these YouTube channels like you some type of tough ass nigga. That's the only reason I said it. I said that nigga went out there and got his ass pumped. That's all I said.
No, that's real shit.
He's like, why this nigga talking about? Bro, I ain't talking about you. You went and did that. You did that. It would be no different if I went out there and did that. I'm on YouTube talking like I'm that nigga. I'm King Kong, and niggas see me running. They're going to say you sending a mixed message, though. Or I'm a nigga who talk about once I get some bread, I can get women. Joey say, hey, yo, man, where your girl at? You said, nah, man, right now I'm in it. Right now I ain't got no steady. And then the nigga said, well, he said, I got this money now, man. I'm gonna get Joey's like, what you talking about? What it got to do with the money?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's how these niggas. That's why. So that. Hold up, you want to know why? That's why I didn't like you, because of that shit. Other than that, I actually agree with your. Actually, I listen to more Anton than Corey. That's the crazy thing about it. As far as the content, yeah,
he's not a bad content creator. I can honestly, even though I don't care for Anton, he's not a bad content creator. You know what I'm saying? His own little section he got over there, and they had them discussions and stuff like that. It's not bad. It's actually good. You know what I'm saying, Platt? But he got this, like I said, identity crisis where he want to be a Detroit nigga. Like, no, bro, you a happily married Christian guy. Be that. Why you want to show off the rollies? And this nigga got my favorite car. He got a Impala, the old Impala SS. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's not you. Be the regular guy. Be the family man. You got a beautiful family, wife, child.
Well, I look at it from this. I say healthy, Joy.
Healthy.
That's most important. Like, you got healthy kids, man.
Right.
You got a healthy family, because we already know the health. You can have a family, but if they ain't healthy, you know what I mean?
You're right. You're absolutely right, Platt.
They can look like, I don't know, that's all subjective, but they can look a certain kind of way. And like I said, it's subjective. So forget what they look like. They're healthy. Yeah. And that's all. You should be committed. I didn't agree with Corey. Look, let me tell you something. And Negroes only hear what they want to hear. I never agreed with Corey when he put that child on that picture. And in my opinion, they didn't agree. The people on that stand did. And this is what Joey gonna attack me, Platt.
You already know about it. No, go ahead, Platt. Go ahead. Finish up. Go ahead.
I didn't agree with that. Now she is Darlene is an employee. Okay. Now I think that it was do business. Darlene's an employee.
It was me too. It was me and do business. Go ahead.
But I can see where you guys are making the case. It's inappropriate, Platt. But she works for him. He wanted her to hold up that shirt, and she didn't want to do that.
But even your boss can be doing misconducts too, Platt. And that's why bosses can get in trouble. You know, bosses can get in trouble too, right? On how they treat their employees.
Mm-hmm.
And people get sued for punitive damages all the time. Keep playing.
And Joey, I like the way niggas be using my words. I even hear the big podcasters say
Hey, Platt, I'm hearing people say what we be saying over here too. I'm starting to peep that.
You see that? You see how they do that to me? They be listening to it. Jail talk. Come on, man. You niggas want to say that.
They've been doing that for a long time, Platt.
I heard something. I was like,
I heard a motherfucker say sideways. I know where I got that from. That ain't no common in the get. No, it's not. And then when you start talking about old black people, right? Yeah, I was raised by old black people, like in their 80s. So I know that niggas, y'all don't talk like that. I know what I'm saying.
Talking sideways.
Yeah, I heard that from an old ass black person. There were no rap songs and shit.
What up, Free? What up, bro?
What up?
I'll grant them though. Now I'll give them. My thing ain't even got nothing to do with this. Look, y'all need to support a nigga, man. Y'all fuck with me. You listen. Why don't y'all want to support? Y'all take what we say. You take what I say, and you run off with it. Then you hate on the nigga. That's fucked up.
Hey, that's what happens, Platt.
And I know, and I said, man, my whole brother thing, I said, I've been doing that to interrupt niggas. I said, I watch niggas now, they be brother. I said, what the love at? They don't give me no love. Box, they don't give me no love. Not shit. I've been around here so long that 40% of this YouTube shit is platinum. 40% of it. These podcasts, they can't go like me. I could go 3-4 hours. These niggas can't do that. I can cook for 4-5 hours on this motherfucker. These niggas can barely get 15 minutes. But that's all right, though, man.
In a place where the bar is low, all you got to do is come on here and talk. These raggedy niggas ain't finna give you no credit, man.
Hit my cash app. Hit my Venmo. Hit my cash.
They can say that though, right? They can say that 15 times a minute.
Yeah, then and even if you call them out on it, they'll make up a story or something. Man, we was saying that before I even came on the internet, man. We grew up saying that. Like, nigga, no, you didn't.
Exactly.
No, you didn't. What, you like 30, 40 years old? Well, nobody's saying that shit in the 80s.
Bro, and I'm not even good at this shit. Okay, I gotta say that first. There's niggas on here who wanna be me. I've listened to them. I said, damn, the motherfuckers damn they're trying to recreate me on their stream, but that's fine. It's not even
talk your shit, Platt.
No, because Free Zone done heard him. See, that's what I'm saying. See, you know what, Joey? The reason you're saying it because you've been around here long enough and you listen to other content creators. And you said, whoa, wait a minute, because it started to show you that said, wait, where this coming from?
Oh, I hear. Picking up the lingo, picking up our talking point. I'll be like, hold on. I said that shit the other day. What the fuck? Even with the whole Corey situation, I'm like, this nigga repeating everything I just said. Now, you can say great minds think alike, but but I'm not a content creator. I come here and chop it up with you, Platt, and
and we don't have a dog in the fight. I'm gonna say this again because that's why I don't like. I don't even mess with. I actually listen to more Anton than I've ever listened to Corey. I don't care for his sense of humor. Right? And I've said that, go listen to my streams. I said, I don't care for his sense of humor. I said, I know what you're talking about, but then and also the same night he went on that show, I said, wait a minute, Anton's on 5150? I said, wait a minute, I listened to Anton commentary and I said, that ain't what 5150 is about. And then they got in a fight. And then I said, well, Anton, you talk shit. So he ran your ass up out of there. I'm a black man. We black men. It ain't got nothing to do with whether we like you or not. Hey, man, you got punked out. You my nigga, man. I fuck with you, but you got punked out, bro. Bro, you got punked. And then if a nigga don't want to accept that, you be like, yo, man, maybe you ain't maybe we can't hang out. You got to tell the truth, right? You do that on YouTube, nigga. Oh, man, you against him. What am I against him? I don't know nothing about that, man. And I'm not against Corey, but Corey, this is going to be a masterclass in overcoming adversity on social media. I got my notebook. I'm pulling my seat up front. I'm the first one. I'm sitting up there. I'm sliding my seat. And we're going to watch you conduct a masterclass on how you come back from those comments. Good luck, man. I'm listening.
Platt, name a nigga who's come back from those comments. I'll wait.
Nobody, man. Well, first of all, I ain't heard nobody make comments. A 5-year-old child? You talking?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I ain't never heard a nigga do no shit. That's what's funny about that.
It wasn't nothing. Where was the punchline? Nothing.
It wasn't a joke, man.
Exactly.
It wasn't even said like a joke.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he's a comedian, doesn't work here. There's so many reasons why it don't work. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's a good point, Free.
You gotta tell me what was funny. And I'm not even offended by it. I just think it was a very stupid thing to say. Like, yo, why would there's just certain Platt, certain combos should just not be combos on the net. Period.
Oh yeah, free zone. I'm not saying it will change anything, but if he comes out and publicly said that was a very stupid, irresponsible comment to make, I always defer to the safety of kids, and I made a mistake, and I want to continue to do my platform, but I made a mistake. If he does that, it's a possibility he'll be okay. But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about. He might stand on it, and the people the numbers, he might have 100,000 next week. Because I don't know.
You gonna play victim?
Here's the problem, Platt. I agree with you that he should do that, right? But typically, what happens after you apologize is that it always gets worse for you, regardless of what it is. For some reason, apologizing makes things worse for people's careers, even if everything says that they should apologize. It's usually the people who stand on it that they go through a little bit more scrutiny, but when it's all said and done, they still have a career at the end. It'd be the ones that apologize that their careers just nosedive and everything go dark. You don't hear from them no more.
You cannot. This is indefensible.
No, I'm not saying that he should defend it.
No. I'm saying this is indefensible. So
you can't stand on this one.
There's nothing you can do. This is indefensible.
Right. So you would either apologize or say nothing.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. But to defend it would just make it worse. But also apologizing for it would also make it worse. So he would have to either have to apologize for it and take whatever comes with that, or just not say anything at all. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Either way, it's in every scenario that you lay out, it's going to be bad for him. But I'm talking about in the sense of mitigating the damage. Like we just said, bro, like very few people come back from stuff like this. Like he's already getting shows canceled, and rightfully so, man. Like, and I think that's what people, real quick, Platt, because I was explaining this to a couple goofies the other day that didn't understand this concept. Because they're all like, yo, why y'all all on Anton? Why y'all always why y'all focus on Anton? Why aren't y'all focused on Corey? Why aren't you judging them by the same standards and all this other stuff? And it's just like, because they're not the same person. They're not the same. A self-righteous hypocrite is not the same as a self-owned dirtbag. And yes, they should be judged by the same standard, but they're not going to fall under the same level of scrutiny. Period. That's just never been how it works. But as we see now, Corey is getting his comeuppance. And it's at this point, it doesn't even matter how the original altercation happened.
It doesn't.
Because we here now, you know what I'm saying? Like it don't even matter who bitched who when they first met. That shit don't even matter no more. Corey, you saying some wild shit. Anton, you crying about like, bro, this shit.
It's the snowball effect.
It's like, yo, who is losing worse at this point? That's what it's like. They're racing to the bottom at this point.
But I hate to do this to Corey, because actually, Corey, I'm glad you bitched Anton up. You ran him out of there, and I'm glad you did everything you did.
Why you keep saying that, Platt? Why you keep saying he bitched you up?
He did, because he ran out of there. He said
he was leaving anyway.
No, he wasn't. His nigga was running.
He got up and said, "Man, you
that
know
nigga
what?
That nigga wasn't leaving. That nigga was running."
When you tell a nigga to his face that you ain't tough, you still sit there and want to talk.
Ain't nobody fronted Anton. Anton got YouTube niggas thinking he tough.
Neither one of them tough to me.
No, Anton got YouTube niggas thinking he a real nigga. He a real player.
I mean, that's dumb.
Hold up. He at the bitch. That nigga ain't at no bitch. That nigga paying the bitch.
Uh-oh. What?
Yeah. And he ain't no tough guy. He got bitched up. Now, I'll say all that, but I'm saying all of the stuff that Corey said. I'm gonna talk about his kid, and then I'm gonna make a t-shirt. I don't agree with that, because to me that's bad karma. To me, that's karma that's gonna come back on you.
Hey, Platt.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
And I did in my stream. I was talking about, because I'm looking at the stream. Poetic Flacco did the stream. I'm looking at the stream, and I said, "Wait a minute. Some of these niggas are just performative. Some of these niggas being performative. Because, like, nigga, you down there with social media. I mean, you down there with fucking Adam 22, and all of a sudden you got the moral authority." And the nigga came back there and said I was defending Corey. Where you getting that from? Man, you got to be, look, brother, it's a reason when people get married, they get married. They don't get married from the garbage can, man. They don't get married from Joe Schmo. You want the person who marries you to be of a religious structure, whatever you believe in. There is a reason a person is in charge of a mosque. They don't just say, hey, you can be in charge of this mosque. You can say anything. You got to practice what you preach. That was my thing about it. And I said, man, this is crazy.
Man, you know groupie niggas be the worst, Platt.
The worst.
The worst.
But Platt, I got a little pushback, Platt. I get what you're saying that Anton ain't at the bitch. He trick ass nigga. Well, Corey Holcomb is too, Platt. He's Trick Master Flash. Like all he talk about is dealing with destitute women, poverty, low grade women, and paying for coochie. That's all he talks about every day, all day. And it's getting really redundant and stupid. Like, all right, bro. You get bottom of the barrel women. Okay. Like, all right, Corey. That's why I'm like, either side to me is corny. Like, I don't understand. I'm just sitting back watching everybody go at each other's favorite character, and I'm like, they both cornballs. And I agree with what Free said earlier. I'm not going to measure up what Corey doing to what Anton. You know what I'm saying? It's two different fields, two different players. Like, you can't compare the two. And you try to, y'all caping for Corey. No, niggas not caping for him. We know he corny. The ones that ain't got we ain't no fans of him. I like his comedy, but other than that, it's nothing to be all hype about with Corey Holcomb.
And then, Joey, right now I'm looking at the TV. I've never seen this, a 4x4 ice skates on ice skates. 4x4 relay on ice skates.
What?
No, man, they on ice skates. They pushing each other. He pushed the guy from behind, and they skate, and then the next guy come up, and then he hops. You know, I didn't even know that was existing.
Yeah.
I've never seen no shit like this before. 4x4 on ice skates.
You'd be surprised with that.
Is Snoop still there? Or they done? Is Snoop still there? Or they done got him out of there?
I don't know.
Hey man, shout out to Snoop, man, because as far as rappers go, that man has some of the best side quests in hip hop, bro. That nigga been a part of everything, man.
Everything.
That's because white folks like him.
Gang member, a Christian. He did Christian music.
And you know
he
that
was Jamaican.
Hold up, when you say that, you know that don't necessarily. Yep, there you go. Those things don't necessarily resonate with the white community, but he's gotten beyond all of that. He has. Yes, he's gotten away from the pimping and the ganging and the thugging, and they like him. So they'll let him go to the Olympics.
Household name. Corey could have been a household name. Shit, he been doing comedy since what? Def Comedy Jam and all them guys too? Shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about household name.
I say he could have been.
Corey has a certain type of humor in what they're complaining about with him. That is that humor. That's what I said. He's not for everybody. Now, your girl, Mika, she went to his shows or his show. Interesting.
What?
That is interesting.
That's interesting because
maybe I'm lost. What's interesting about it, fellas? I'm trying to understand.
She went to a Corey Holcomb show, she said, in D.C.
How long ago was that?
I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. What I'm just saying, she went. What I'm saying is people who like Corey Holcomb, people who like Corey Holcomb are sort of in that community, that world, you know. And if they like Corey, then they like, you know, these
Anton type, a little bit. There's a little bit of spillover, you know.
No, not Anton. I'm saying more of another cute comedian, Linnell. We had a guy who we had a guy who came up here and said he likes Linnell, and I said not my thing, but he likes her. He was a black dude. He said it was a wonderful show. She's funny as hell, and so for me, Linnell is not something I want to watch. you know, as a comedian. I don't think she's funny. I don't. Don't mean she don't make money doing it. I don't think she's funny. So I'm saying people from that perspective, they like Linnell, they like Corey Holcomb. You tell me, man.
Yeah, comedy is objective. Whoever likes it, because you got some bland comedy. I heard from some white guys, and people be cracking up hard as hell. I'm like, what the hell? That shit wasn't funny to me. Like the Seinfeld type comedy. You got the raunchy shit, like what I guess what Corey does, and he trying to be like a little bit like Patrice O'Neal a little bit with the women and all that, but I don't know. His come off is just
he not funny, man.
We
just gotta stop, bro.
He lost it.
We gotta stop.
Yeah,
he ain't been funny for a long time. Like there's a difference. Like he thinks because he's raunchy that it's funny, and that's not the case.
Yeah,
there has to be a flair to your. Like I've seen Patrice not be raunchy and still be funny, so it's not necessarily the same thing. But this like kind of shock jock humor, it's only shocking if it's funny, but it's not funny just because it's shocking. And I think that's what people are missing.
Yeah,
when they do that kind of stuff.
And once again, the problem with jokes about minors, right? The problem is the criminals who assault these minors oftentimes delete them. And so you have to have a zero tolerance when it comes to minors for anything. There are no criticism. There's no, you have to, and that's the thing. When you have somebody who says, I saw a kid with a grape, what he said, what's that? A weight, anyhow, with a
Welch's grapefruit, bottle.
Welch's bottle in her mouth. And that made me look at, that's not funny because that's a child. And we know that the pedos would delete that child. So what's funny about that? You sexualizing a child. You cannot sexualize a child. There's nothing funny about it because we know that child from men who sexualize them are dangerous. They're dangerous men. In addition to ruining these women, these kids, ruining these kids for the rest of their life, trauma, they got to heal. You have to police it from the standpoint, if you sexualize a child, get your ass in jail. So that's what I'm saying.
Corey
jokes. Not your kind of funny. Nobody cares what you think is funny.
That's why I said it's
I don't know what he mean by that. What does it mean? Nobody cares what I think is funny. Well, you're right. I agree with you. Nobody cares what I think. I agree with you on that. You don't have to. You can take that it's funny stuff off. Just put a period right there. Nobody care what I think, brother.
But that's what I said.
Hold up. Let me do this. But you care because you over here listening to me.
don't do that, Platt. Don't do that, man.
Clearly you care, right? I'm not listening to you, but you said nobody cares what I think, but you over here listening to me.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, Corey back in the day with the whole when they had Zoe Williams and they had the other old head, Bobby, if I think his name was, it was funny. You feel what I'm saying? Had the intellectual, had the old head, had D. I liked it back then, but then after he did what he did to Zoe, I kind of tuned out. So I was like, and then I tried to get
it, bro.
He had little sayings here and there that was funny, little clips, but I stopped watching Corey. But then when he went on Cam Newton, that's why I was like, yeah, Corey, you not funny. And I paid for vagina from women that's in poverty.
And that's the problem with that, because that's looked upon as sexual deviancy. And we see that with Floyd, right?
Uh-oh.
See this is the thing about sexual deviancy. Okay. A guy who will pay for box is a sexual deviant. As they descend into that world, They want to get different experiences. So Floyd said, I only date studs. That's being a sexual deviant. He's attracted to a female that wants to be a man. I believe 100% Floyd, if he's not gay by now in a Brazilian prison, he was a gay. He just was afraid. He didn't want to deal with it.
Oh, goodness.
When you start talking about children, right? That's sexual deviancy. That's a deviant from the social norm. You are deviating from the sexual norm. You're dealing with minors. That's a sexual deviant. When you go down that rabbit hole, it opens you up for all of that stuff. And that's why people want to control it, because they say, if you want to smash your woman and you want to put her in this position, you want to do it like this, you want her to smash you in the airport bathroom, they consider you a sexual deviant. Now, is it illegal and stuff? But they say you taking a departure from societal norms. Societal norms is missionary. Societal norms is you only get married, you only have sex if you're married. All of this stuff is societal norms. That's why when you start telling these jokes, they so far afield that you do have to wonder about, why would you say that's a 5-year-old? Come on, man, you fucking nuts. It's a child, man. A parent at the airport who's feeding their kid and then picks their kid up and puts him on their knee, you attach sexual meaning to that? That's legitimate. There's some criticism. That's criticism there. There's no way you can't defend that. There's no way you should even. And then if you thinking that, yeah, you're some shit, that's alarming.
Did you hear? So apparently Craig, they was questioning Craig about that stuff. I guess he been doing like a bunch of live streams lately.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Yo, that man is an idiot, man. I don't care what the intellectual, whatever. Like, that nigga dumb, bro. Talking about if my man's is messing up, who am I to tell him he's messing up? Like, what do you mean, bro?
Yeah, Craig.
He's like, that's what hoes. He's like, that's what hoes do, and I'm like, what?
But y'all don't give.
Then he was acting tough. Yeah.
No, what y'all don't give 5150 is what they are. Y'all just okay.
What are they, Platt?
They street them some. They not no in and out of jail niggas, but they fuck with a lot of niggas like that. They do fuck with a lot. No man, they fuck with a lot of street niggas. They do, and their comedy is aimed at that side of the community. They sell out shows. They be in a lot of street niggas being there. Niggas have their bitches in there.
Plant. These are men of a certain.
Come on, man. You know what? But hold up, that's on them.
These are men of a certain age. This street shit that you saying, I understand, Platt.
No, he's saying that I ain't gonna correct them because that's what hoes do. That's how they think. You guys act like that's something
these are
new.
Older men. These are not men that's.
They continue that. What you think niggas stop being thugs and animals when they turn?
I agree, Platt. Maybe they do need. Yeah,
they got an AARP for thugs.
They don't grow out of that. You right? No, you right, Platt. I agree.
No, but my thing, Platt, is you telling me right now that street niggas don't correct other street niggas?
Ooh, like my point exactly, Free.
If we're all
not on no moral shit.
Yes, they do. Yes,
not
the hell they do.
Moral shit on some moral shit. When you got niggas, they laying niggas down. Now they on some moral shit. No, they don't.
If they have a justified reason why they laying that person down, that's where the moral part come in too. Now, even when they hit up it used to be the rule, no children and women and all that stuff. But now it's just chaos. Like, okay, I give you that, Platt, but no, street dudes do check each other. Don't get that twisted. Nicky Barnes done checked a couple people for what I heard.
On some moral shit.
It's depending what you consider
they
moral
don't do
from
it on
standard.
that, bro. Anything goes in that lifestyle. You know what? Don't do the lifestyle. Hold up. When you start talking about jail niggas, and I'm gonna let you guys go. When you start talking about jail niggas, look at the things that go on. We got Fleece Johnson out here. You think Fleece Johnson is in any position to be a moral authority on anything? Thank you. Go ahead.
He don't try to. He doesn't try to, but I get what you're saying, Platt, but no, I'm just saying these guys. All
I
right,
wouldn't
they
put
live.
Corey in the I wouldn't put Corey and the Booty Warrior in the same category, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I wouldn't either. But my thing is, I'm just saying that these guys that hold everybody. So you get to hold everybody else accountable, speak on everybody else, but when it comes to yourself and the people around you, can't nobody tell you nothing, Platt? Is that right? That's what you're saying?
Hmm?
He can speak upon everybody else situations. Like he talked about D's situation. He done talked about the guy Marcus. He done talked about all his co-hosts and what they doing wrong. He exposed Zoe. The video's still out there. People can literally go back and see what he said to Zoe and put his business out there. But when it come to Corey, oh no, you can't hold him to no standard. That's what Anton was saying. That nobody around him can tell him about himself. Nobody can give him no pushback.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's the hypocrisy. He get to talk about any and everybody, what they doing wrong, how they acting, what they saying. But when it come to him, oh no, you can't say that about me. No, they only want a piece of you. They don't want the whole.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I've seen
I
plenty
don't
of
want
street
to be
niggas
around
check
nobody
other
like
street
that.
niggas on shit.
I've
But
been around them.
here's the other. Yeah, I have too. But here's the other thing.
Nigga. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, but here's the other thing too, right? Craig got his own code, right? So why you laughing and kikiing if your code is like, even if you don't check them, right? Is that to laugh and joke and stick around makes you complicit in whatever code is a 5150. You don't say that you don't agree with it. You don't say that. So you laughing at all the pedo shit, but we're supposed to believe that you have some kind of code. Like you have some kind of code. Either way, you compromise. Either way you slice it, you compromise. So even if you say, who am I to tell this person what they can and can't do? My question is, who are you to act like you have some type of moral authority when you sticking around for the bullshit?
Exactly.
Okay, well, the thing
you contributing to it.
The thing on Darlene and Craig is they really casualties of
and
this
is why
war.
Street niggas lose on the internet. this is
is
why.
I literally said that earlier.
Because the street game or the street nigga game, it's a physical game. You can see all of these rappers now who are discovering social media. They're doing it for the money, but ultimately they are street niggas. They're jail niggas. They look at the world from a jailhouse reality, right? So they always want to put hands. They look at it as, I'm gonna put my hands on this, bro. I'm gonna hurt when I see you, nigga. When I see you, that shit. They don't work on social media. They don't start. A, it's illegal, and B, these dudes can calculate. They can calculate a destruction of you, and especially because anytime you're talking about live streaming over 15 years, there's no telling what kind of commentary is out there, and people who are opposed to you can use that against you. And that's what I'm saying with this. They went and dug up some old clips, and now that they're coming on him. So TMZ, now that's some money. TMZ, Anton, Joe Buttons, my fault, Joe Buttons. If I was Corey and I don't know him, I would have said, well, man, don't respond to Joe. Well, don't bring up Joe. I know on his podcast, he brought you up and he said some stuff, but you still got to deal with this Anton. And then Joe Budden would have never been brought into the fight. He brought Joe Budden into the fight. He did that. And I said, okay, to look at it as a game of checkers, chess, right? Just look at it as checkers. Do you win by eliminating the pieces or by adding pieces to your opponent? I don't win if I add people, but stop adding peoples to this beef.
No, he said bring it on, play. He said he taking on
He
all
going
comers.
at everybody.
He
O'Shea,
said,
lead attorney, Joe Budden. Yeah, it's getting nasty.
That's
Darlene.
He shouldn't bring lead in it because he don't understand lead's subscription composition. So lead's a little bit different. So his outreach is going to be a little bit more educated, upward mobile brothers. Well, guess what? What's he? But then again, in Corey's defense, that's not necessarily going to a Corey Holcomb show. You know what I mean? It's not really so.
It's not, but he had him on his show and they had conversations. And
oh, that's why he did it. Okay.
Yeah, and Lee even gave Corey some pushback when he was on the show, certain things that he was saying. Like Corey just won. Yes, he won yes men around him. That's point blank, period. You can tell. He don't want no pushback.
You gotta let the streets go. And that's the thing about it. If you're in the streets, you get it. But you're not in the streets. Corey has a potential with the numbers he's doing to make generational wealth from social media. He's got to get away from this. I don't know. Now, I'm not his advisor, but he needs to reach out, man. He's got to understand his popularity has made his channel. It's not just a YouTube channel now. It's a small business. So you got to understand, you know, it ain't no anybody can get it mentality. You got to let that go, man. And anybody who will come at you with the anybody can get it thing, you got to say, man, you don't give a fuck about me, right? You want me in the streets. You want me homeless. What the fuck you mean? No, anybody can get on this platform. No. Because I got to conduct this according to the rules. And that's why I'm sad about that picture. I'm like, even if you could get away with putting that picture up, you still shouldn't put it up because it's inappropriate. It's poor taste. And in my opinion, this is karma. Coming back on him. Go ahead, brother.
I'm starting to think that Corey should have teed off on Anton, and this would have went a completely different way. Because now people are looking at him as like he food, especially when you compare that to the clip that we see of you punching a chick, and we ain't never seen you put hands on another dude.
Yeah,
you should have teed off on Anton and just like ate that civil suit, paid whatever it was. At least your name would have been clean in the streets. But look at him now, like he you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you had to pay that shit off, but hey, man, at least people know not to fuck with you. They fucking with him now.
You out there thugging, Rizzo talking like he the block captain out here.
No, I'm saying, man, anything other than what he did, man. Like, nah, bro, you gotta, cause people think he a hoe now. Like,
yeah, nobody would have went serious.
Nobody takes him serious no more.
Anton?
No, Corey.
Oh,
his name is Mud out here. Mud.
I think Corey should have teed off on him or something. Like, you got to do something, or either you should have stayed seated, just told that man to get out or something.
Okay. Look at it from a strategic standpoint, Free Zone. I'm at war with Japan. You got China, you got Korea, you got Taiwan, you got Vietnam. I'm going in on Japan. They're giving me a fight. Do I then turn around and make a statement about I don't like the fact that China, when they broadcast this, they sort of slanted toward Japan. I don't like that. And I don't like that Korea ain't backing me up. And then I leave it with any of you motherfuckers can get it too. Would that be smart or would that be a bad decision?
That would be a bad decision.
That's what he did, Freezone. When he brought all them other YouTubers up, he didn't realize that's a horrific decision on a YouTube, on a social media platform. And Button's got more subscribers than all them other dudes. He picked a fight. He already fighting the fight. Then he went and added Goliath into the fight.
But that's the hood. That's the street nigga mentality, though, Platt. Like, I'm taking all comers. If I gotta go against everybody in the hood, fuck it. I've seen guys do that. You know what I'm saying? And crash out, and then they don't know who gonna get them. And Corey, he got that mentality. I'm not backing down from nobody, and I refuse to. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
and the thing that because I heard what Joe said, I heard what the other dude said. They're all picking at the fact that nigga didn't fight.
Yep.
They're all picking at the fact that he didn't fight, he didn't do nothing. He actually did the worst thing that he could have possibly done. Because you pretended like you were going to fight and then you didn't fight.
Yeah, but still, his problem is those jokes. You don't sexualize minors in the discussion. That's his problem. People have brought that up. He's gonna have a hard
that's his
time
biggest problem. Yeah,
he's gonna have a hard time convincing sponsorship. If you say Carnival, Corey Holcomb, when they put out there, come book your vacation with Carnival, we'll throw in what you get a certified life lifeguard and we'll take you out. You can swim with the dolphins. You get we're gonna go to Jamaica. You can water ski and all of this stuff. We have entertainment. Here are the comedians, and then one of them is Corey Holcomb. So when they put those flyers out, nobody can have a past that can be dug up and say this person's talking about comedy with 5-year-old kids, because it's not comedy. That's the whole point is the people who do that to kids, they delete the kid. Now hold up. Doing it to the kid is a problem, period. And the kid lives, they got to go through therapy. But a lot of times, that's what I'm saying. When you sexualize kids, you open up violence to kids. That's why society don't want you to do it. You don't sexualize children. That's a no-no. You got to learn. If you don't know that, you got to learn it. Maybe your mom needs to tell you whatever, but I'm saying he's a grown man. You know better, man. You can't make no joke. That's why he kept saying, y'all going to get mad at me. Y'all going to get me. You shouldn't be saying that. And another thing, he don't know who's been assaulted like that. He don't know these people. He don't know the composition of the people. So if I'm going to Spelman, a female, she's saying, we're going to have our graduation on Carnival. And then they look at the flyer and it says Corey Holcomb, and 2 or 3 of those women, hold up, not to say they don't all disagree, 2 or 3 of those women as a kid were assaulted. And they know his opinion about that. Why would they want? They're going to protest. They're going to say, well, I can't go on the Carnival. I want to go to our graduation party, but I can't go on the Carnival because of this guy that's on here. This guy is he harms women. That's why you can't do it. That's the whole point. That's the entire point. So when people say, can you survive it? Hey, man, I got my pen and I got my pencil and my notepad, because I think it's going to be pretty hard to survive this.
I don't think he's going to survive the play. It's over. I ain't going to say it's over. Corey ain't going to still do shows and do all that. But 5150, especially, I agree with Free. After I heard what Craig said, I'm like, bro, you don't stand for nothing. You can't even speak against Corey and tell him like, yo, bro, you fucking up, bro. And it's gonna keep going down and down. Like Corey gonna keep making it more worse. And you can kind of say Anton got one up on him. Just because Anton now, we don't know what he's said with Tasha K and all that stuff, but now he's going it from a business perspective now. You know what I'm saying? Corey, he going it from a street nigga mentality. Like, nigga, I'm gonna prove something.
And Tasha K is not a fan of Corey Holcomb. And that's the thing, as you come up, you burn bridges. That's not good. That's not good. You don't want to burn bridges. And then Corey came out, so tonight he's probably gonna add Poetic Flacco to the fight, Now
I wouldn't do it.
I don't watch No Jumper. I don't know what he does over there, but it might be some issues where he's conflicted. I'm not talking about with minors, just generally being a criminal, co-signing criminal behavior.
Flacco like a academics 2.0. So he got his little group of people who's going to keep digging. And I'm trying to tell you, once people get a hold of that interview he had with R. Kelly, then people really going to be going at Corey. I'm surprised nobody caught fire to that.
He did an interview with R. Kelly?
Yeah, on the phone. I remember that. I was like,
recently?
Look it up, Platt. It's still up. I went and looked at it up yesterday. I'm like, I wonder ain't nobody still remember this interview.
Hold up, we'll go get it right now. How about
Go
that?
ahead, pull it up.
That's crazy.
He was rocking with R. Kelly, and I understand because they from the same city. They from.
I'm not gonna pull it if it's 4. I can't because
I don't think it was 4 hours, Platt. But if you probably type in Corey Holcomb, R. Kelly,
I just put it in there. Hold on.
Did it pop up?
R. Kelly, the Corey Holcomb 51.
You see it, Free? You see it?
It's 15 minutes right here.
There you go.
Ghetto talk. that's the podcast.
God.
Corey Holcomb
can't make this shit
R.
up.
Kelly is innocent.
It's crazy, bro. I'm surprised nobody caught fire to this.
Now, hold on, let me make sure it's Corey Holcomb because a lot of times these dudes are just they'll put up a thumbnail and it's mostly them talking. Okay, we got it. The podcast is Ghetto Talk. They got 25,000 subscribers. It was a year ago. Right here. Let's take a look at this. Let me make sure. Let me cleanse because you niggas. I gotta cleanse my tabs because niggas be looking at that.
Yeah, clean your tab, Platt.
Yeah, niggas be on some hating shit. They be sniffing niggas' dicks.
Oh, pause, Platt. We ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, you're right. Pause. I'm just saying, they don't want a man to be a man. If you're a man, you're a man.
Platt.
If you're a man, you're a man.
Yeah, we men, Platt.
I really still got people rocking with cows, man.
No, they keep talking about OnlyFans. How you know you ain't got bitches down there, nigga? Talking about you looking. What the fuck you mean? I'm looking at that shit. I'm checking my motherfucking trap, nigga. Fuck wrong. But that's these square ball ass niggas. That's why you have to keep that shit from these niggas. That's why I say I gotta clear my tabs because niggas be on that hating shit.
Take care of your business, Platt.
Yeah.
Okay,
in the comments going crazy over this. R. Kelly calls Corey Holcomb. As a black man in this country, we have to stick together. We are the most hated, feared, hunted, loved, resilient men on this planet. We do things other races couldn't handle.
Here we go.
And we still.
Here we go.
Here we go, man.
I love you, brothers. We gonna make it.
Stick together, black man.
Hold on. God damn. Oh, okay. I gotta get rid of this. Okay. There we go. Here you go. Fair use.
Exclusive, kind of.
I don't know if it's exclusive, but fair use. There we go. I gotta put that up there. Fair use. We're gonna review a podcast from Ghetto Talk podcast that says Corey talking about R. Kelly. Corey supports R. Kelly. Here we go. I gotta go. I keep forgetting. Okay. When you do it like that, you got to go to the stream. Okay, here we go. And you got to cut up the volume.
That's why it ain't no more antennas like that. When you're watching your TV at home, them people, and if you know what things are, you know what I'm talking about. Them people can look at you. What happened to that brother R. Kelly is bogus as hell. They don't have no evidence of this man doing the shit that a lot of us thought they had him arrested for. He's not in jail for that shit you think you know about. He in jail because crooked motherfuckers sent the bitches he was fucking with off, used them as witnesses against him to lock him up for this shit called racketeering. If you know anything about this law, this law is the motherfucking, we have created a law basically, but we can lock people up and justify it for whatever the fuck we want to lock people up and justify it for. If you're walking up and down the street with your kids, they could grab you, put this law on you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. If you know.
I think it got Fiesta playing in the background.
Ain't that crazy? We was just talking about it earlier.
What they got to do with his innocent a gift because he makes music, good music?
Oh my God.
What this law is, a lot of people don't know what this law is. I'm not here to justify nothing about what anybody did with their dick, because I'm here to tell you, if the world knew what I did with my dick, some people would hate me, but some people would make a Corey Holcomb trophy.
Here we go.
What I done did out here, coming from the dirt, the people who I done had the opportunity to be with and all like that, nigga, y'all will be proud of me. If they, look, when I took the call from the good brother R. Kelly, where you got to press 5 if you accept this call, we already know the call was recorded. They probably going to be recording my phone forever now because I took a call from my good brother R. Kelly, but I did what I had to do because I don't like when people get railroaded in jail. He gave an address. We're going to post this address again. And when y'all write to the Department of Justice, the people who will, and I hope it's a lot of you who will.
Yeah, hold on. We're going to skip ahead of that. I want to go to the phone call. Okay. Somebody said it wasn't an interview, it was a phone call. Here we go. We're going to get ahead of the other stuff. Here we go.
And Mariah, y'all got catalogs that's worth something. They want it. I believe that's why my brother in jail. So I hope as we write to the Department of Justice or whoever, we need to try to.
Hey, hold on. We're going to go forward. Okay, hold on. Let's get to the phone call. Okay. Let me see if this is it.
Bitches will say, he already told me that.
Or he already said it on his show.
Already said it on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would get me on if they came at me, man, but I'm just saying, man, yo.
Wait, so
it's a cold world.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but in January, the end of January, and that was just what, a month and a half, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And they didn't make a big stink about it, but that was huge that they actually dropped all the sex abuse charges in Cook County, which is in Chicago, on him. So did that make the rounds?
Surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired.
Well, not only would the string get hit, we've seen this, and R. Kelly's in prison. So here we go. Let's go with this.
He got caught with some young girls. Listen, there's no evidence of that. They don't have that. I know this about when you a rock star, you could whoever you want
to.
I know you
go.
Yeah, no, you can't.
See?
No, you can't, Corey. And he's not in jail for parking tickets. Okay, so
nigga shit, boy.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
And whoever in the chat, no, he is going live tonight.
No, what I'm saying is he keeps saying, okay, they dropped this, they dropped that. Believe me, the charges that stick, they carry with it significant sentences.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, they'll overcharge. Look, okay, a prosecutor will throw, you heard throw the book at them, right?
Yeah, definitely heard of that term.
They throw the book at you. Every violation that they can find, they throw the book. You get found guilty. They may drop 3-4 charges, but they still got you. They got you locked up. And that's what he's not looking at. He's talking about, that means he's looking at that as some kind of way, a confirmation of R. Kelly's innocent. And that's not the way you want to approach that. But here we go.
I ain't even a rock star. And I the best of the bitches in poverty. I ain't nobody. I'm a fat with some nice glasses on. I'm saying they could get you. Marcus, when you start getting that bread, boy, you lucky you can't make no babies.
But why would he want to deal with underage women? Oh, that's the thing. Okay, get the bread, get you a woman. But see, I'm not. You know what? And like I said, indefensible. You can't defend this stuff.
No. You ain't got to worry about child support or nothing like that. But I'm saying, man,
I dropped
when them people want you.
There you go.
I did drop a link in the back to the direct phone call. It's only like a 2-minute phone call.
It's on here. It's at the back end. You want me to go straight to it? You don't want to hear no more?
I mean, he pretty much just said then what he's saying now. So
I don't know. This nigga Corey, boy.
This nigga, man.
I don't know,
This nigga
man.
just digging himself deeper and deeper.
Yeah, like what more do we need to? I mean,
Hey, Free, if they get this, they definitely gonna be like, oh yeah, he's done.
Oh, you'll probably see this. Niggas gotta make content. You'll probably see about 15 of these streams, whatever, because he's saying stupid, man.
Dumbass shit.
Yeah, that's just
dumb,
ridiculous, man. Hold up, it's gonna get to it. Free zone.
I'm talking about the music industry.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, shit like this happened to you.
Damn, I showed.
Do you remember when they announced Prince was dead?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, what they finna say? Because the man eat right. He's highly intelligent. Next thing you know, it's on the news. Oh, Prince was a crackhead.
They didn't say he was a crack. Oh.
Yeah, I hate that.
When Michael Jackson died, what they say about him?
The fucking them drugs from the doctors.
And they blamed it on the doctor, although he was there. If you watch some of the inside stuff, you'd see, and it gets heavier than that because he happened to be there. The doctor,
Darlene, it was his fault.
Lordy, boy.
Yeah, Doc did that, Darlene.
Michael Jackson, he said he would have took it himself if he wanted to. The drugs that were there, the doctor said, he thought he was actually.
Are you gonna go outside and be on a phone call and not watch the vitals of your patient? Would you do that? And that's why he went to jail. He didn't go to jail for administering the drug. He went to jail because he was incompetent, and the patient died in his care. Here we go.
Whitney Houston and her daughter.
Oof. Yeah, because she would have.
What's the odds of that?
Here we go. We're gonna skip ahead.
This RICO law, man, it's gonna scare the shit out you, man. You can go to jail anytime in this country if your bitch is mad at you and you got money.
Man, let's give a shout out to Corey for bringing this information out about R. Kelly. I didn't know that he was being charged with the RICO Act other than what mainstream media and a lot of people perceive his charges to be. I thought it was about him messing with underage women, underage girls, and that's not even the case. A lot of people is looking.
Okay, hold up. I'm gonna try to go to the phone call. If not, I'm gonna grab that link you put in there because he's giving his commentary. Okay, is the link they
didn't really.
Yeah, no link. Phone call. Hold up.
I don't trust these.
You don't trust? Okay, phone call. You gonna have people.
R&B category.
Yeah, hold up. We got because he ain't doing. We got to go get the actual phone call.
I hate these. I see this. I can't stand these type of podcast niggas, man. They don't bring up the clip. They don't review the clip. They just like, we don't care what you think about the clip, bro. Until you actually show us the clip, we don't care. Like show the clip. I know y'all out there done seen the clip, and I ain't gonna play it here. I'm gonna tell you what I think. Like, man,
yeah, and you know what, Corey does have. He does have people who are on his side that he can do no wrong. Here we go. I got it. Okay, right here. Okay, let me come in here. If it lets me. Okay, it's gonna let me come in here. It says Corey Holcomb's PD. My fault. There's actual PDF back here. When you talk about StreamYards, it says PDF and files, but okay, wrong one. Here we go. I got it now. I figured it out. Share screen. R. Kelly's call. Yep, right here. Here we go. R. Kelly's phone call. Let's get that up. Okay. Let's come over here. Let's cut our sound up. Got it. Fair use. Corey Holcomb. The phone call that was made right here. With R. Kelly.
It's from Robert Kelly. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time.
To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press. You may begin speaking now.
Brother Rob.
All right to finish, bro.
Oh yeah. It's all good, man. Give it to me. I want you to get it out.
You don't want to find out the hard way. Listen to the song while the record plays. When a woman, mama told me a long time ago, it ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm just making sure that's my voice, bro. Making sure you know that's my voice.
That's your voice.
There are a lot of games out there.
Yeah, but bro, you in jail. Not I want out. I'm innocent. You start singing and shit.
Yo, in jail, singing to niggas outside of jail.
Yeah.
Is fucking insane.
Yeah. You gotta be. It's like, hey man, listen, do something on my paperwork. Call this person, do this. Get me this lawyer, do this. You don't have time to be on there. You don't have time to waste. But here we go.
No, that's your voice, man. That's that voice everybody has grown to love, man. I mean, I don't even know if you remember me from at the basketball court at the Y on 63rd and different things.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Trust me, I do.
It's me, bro. It's me.
That's why I want everybody to write to the Department of Justice. 950 Pennsylvania Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C., 20530. And I gave you guys the number to the search warrant. You can look it up yourself. It's public knowledge. It was sealed at first. Now it's unsealed.
That's something.
Hey, brother, when I tell my people about this,
that's somehow niggas get locked up and they spend years becoming like lawyers and shit, talking about unsealed, this case file 407. And they said, well, how come you just didn't learn how to read and write, bro? You know, like that was easier, right? These niggas, man. These niggas. And this is what you got. And I don't like when they were talking about case files and, hey, I need you to, you know, because it's a whole different world, man. Outside, inside. Inside is his own thing. It's a different world. Hold on, we got about 30 seconds. We're gonna play that. We'll come back to it.
they're going to write because nobody likes the way the system is playing you and anybody else by creating crooked laws inside of the alleged good laws. So, brother, it's all good. I'll talk to you soon, Kels. I'm always open for you.
Make sure they send you the email so that way, if I ain't got minutes, I can at least email you.
Okay, bet.
All right, boy.
All right, brother. Respect.
There you go. And that's the end of it. That's the end of it, Friezo. Did it change? Did that change your mind?
No. I don't know why it would, but you know.
When you be upset,
better call Kels, man. Better call Kels.
But when you be upset if a nigga called you and he wasn't talking about getting you out, all you did was sing to the nigga, and then he talking about, all right, man, I get back.
I'd hang up on the nigga.
Well, my commissary, you ain't talking about no commissary, nigga. Just you call up and the nigga say these laws is unfair, man. And then man.
If I called any nigga and they started singing to me, hey, what's good, bro? And they just started singing to me, I'm hanging up on you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you later. I'll call you back later. It's just weird.
It's like the Boondocks episode. Remember, he starts singing and everybody start dancing outside the court.
Yeah.
That's real life, like how he think. Like once he starts singing, everybody like, oh, go Kels. Oh,
that shit gonna open doors and shit. Nah, it's gonna close mine. Fuck, hell no.
Hey, Platt, I'm listening to a little bit of Corey live right now. I cut it off, bro. He doing exactly what I said he was gonna do.
You talking about Corey Love? He's live now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's he doing?
He basically he's saying this is all orchestrated. TMZ, and they trying to tear him. You'll review it later. I know.
I got you. I got you.
He's a victim. You a victim?
Yep.
What we gonna do? We appreciate you guys, Joey.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and end it, and we're gonna go over there. Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Platt.
All right.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Take it easy, man. Good stream, bro.
Okay, brother.